Hey, what's up, guys? This is episode, 58? 58? Guardian Downcast. We're two dads that talk about, I don't know, things in Destiny, and we talk to guests and...
The hell, man? Where's my old gator? Is this?
I don't know, man. I had a good morning. I was on the treadmill. I was listening to Two Titans and a Hunter, and I think they were making fun of my intro. I don't know. I know I'm the corporate shill of the group, and I'm the straight-laced guy, and all the podcast books said to have a consistent intro, so that's the reason I was doing that every week. I don't know.
Yeah, but, man, they make fun of us, we make fun of them, we make fun of Guardian Hub, they make fun of us. It's one big, happy, dysfunctional family we got going on. Yeah,
Potato Thumbs, too. Yeah, I think we'd make fun of them, too.
They're on a different level, but, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Just been a long day, man. I don't know. I'm just a little down. Sorry, man. Trying to bring the energy tonight. I just can't get it up tonight. No. Oh, shit.
What we could do is do a game show. We could do a game show.
No, I don't want to do any game shows, man. I'm kind of game showed out. I don't...
Slip you a little blue pill. But besides that... we could.
That's helping, man.
I got it.
I'm in a good mood. That's helping me out.
It's great.
Thanks for that.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Because my last ditch effort was going to be like something like this. Ew, and welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter. I'm your host, Knight, and me is Parody.
I'm Parody. What's up, guys? Where the hell is Respawn? He's
hey guys, sorry. No, are we recording yet? Are we supposed to be doing this now? Are we doing this later?
Respawn. We tell you every week. It's the same time every week. Respawn.
Yeah, same time every week, 11 o'clock.
Why do we keep him on here, Night Demon? Why?
I think we're afraid of him. Besides that, let's get on with the show.
Play the music. It was a good try, guys. Good try.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And thanks for hanging out with us today. Welcome to episode 58 of Guardian Downcast, where a couple dads talk about all things in the Destiny universe and interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. I'm your host, The Gator. That's how you do it, Night Demon. And my co-host, Hazel, is here as well. How's your week been, man?
It's been pretty good. It's looking up now. My old boss reached out to me and told me to put in for a job with her team. So I was just like, sure, what the hell, why not? And I got a phone call today, did the phone interview, and that guy was like, hey, I think we really need to interview you for a second interview. And so, yeah, I've got that in the works. Hopefully that'll take place next week. And then I start my new job probably the week after.
Dude, that's awesome. You deserve it, man. So, you work your ass off. Till I turn around, you're working, so... Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of the cool thing is this is going to be a back office job, so I'll be able to get caught up on all the podcasts that I haven't been listening to lately and do that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
We can pull a Fluffy. Play Destiny while you're working.
I'm not going to go that far.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I can't be at his levels. So. You, man.
Yeah, everything's good. It's a good week. It's just trying to get caught up on work because I've been babysitting people coming over to finish this kitchen. I know we're tired of hearing about the kitchen. It's pretty much done. I mean, it's so cool. I walk in there, I don't even feel like I'm in my own house anymore. It's so cool. And my daughter's down here. She's down here spending the night. She had to do some laundry, pick up her car. She forgot. She bought her car and she forgot to renew her tag. So they threatened to tow her car that next Monday. This was Friday last. And so she drove all the way home to swap cars. So my wife had a car with a good tag on it. Drove it all the way back. It's 2 hours each way, by the way. And now she came home to get her car back because she finally got her sticker. So
that's good.
God,
shit
kids,
right
man, kids. Like, honey, it's your car. It's in your name. You have to renew the tag on it. Well, I didn't see anything. Anyway, We got a good guest on tonight. He is a trip. He's always the most energetic guy in the party whenever we're raiding, and I had to hear a story. I think me and Hazel both. We want to hear a story. So he goes by many names in the Discords, but we know him as Nullzy. How you doing, Nullzy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I have no idea why I'm here, but I'm going to ride it out, see how it goes.
Well, you're interesting, and that's all we need. We want to know more.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. We want to know more about you. So that is exactly what we're going to do tonight. Just an overview. We're going to hear about Nullzy's story. And Hazel's going to go over the TWAB for this week. It's a little bit of a controversial TWAB. I'm sure we'll get into that. And we're into week 11, Hazel, of Season of Arrivals. And we're going to talk a little...
Wait.
What? There it
we
is.
Go. You can continue.
There it is. Thank you. Of Season of Arrivals. And we'll talk a little Destiny 2. Maybe Solstice of Heroes grind that everyone's doing. Well, some of us are doing. Then finally, we're going to answer questions from our community and add 2 songs each to our Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and iTunes. All right. Fuck it. Let's do this. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to make that crack of putting your hair down. I'm sorry, man. I don't have a lot of hair. I'm holding on to what little bit I have here. So, yeah. So Nullzy.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Let's start with the standard questions that we tend to ask our guests. Where'd you grow up, and what was your childhood like? Good place to start.
That's a fun question. I mean, I grew up in northeastern Massachusetts, in a small town in between some much larger cities. The cities weren't exactly the friendliest of cities to live in. So I always had a good bit of adversity that kind of you had to build a thick skin real quick.
You're a Southie?
No. That is Chris territory. I am on the other side of Boston. I'm on the New Hampshire border and actually live in New Hampshire now.
Okay.
But no, I am not a Southie. I speak like a normal human being.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I've been often questioned why I don't have a Boston accent. The answer is I don't know.
Well, you're from
people that grew up around me do.
You're from New Hampshire. You're not from Boston.
I'm not from New Hampshire. I'm technically from Massachusetts.
All right. It's all so close. It's all scrunched up there.
It's all New England. Yeah, it's kind of how we feel about it. Except for Connecticut, they're New York. We don't really.
Pennsylvania too. So yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, no, it was mostly normal childhood.
That's cool.
I mean, I grew up in the 90s, so video games were kind of coming back up to their peak at that point. So it was a big part of my life. And, discovered music in my early teens and really went down that route. And there's a lot of, hanging out with friends, causing trouble, might have started a few small fires. Who knows? Mostly regular kid stuff.
I hear you. Where do you call home now? Is it still up in Massachusetts?
No, I'm actually in southern New Hampshire now, in one of the 2 major cities that are here, and it's not really that big to begin with.
Well, I mean, the state's like probably the size of Orlando.
The state of New Hampshire?
Yeah, it's pretty dang small.
I mean, it's quite a bit larger than Orlando. You got to give us a little bit.
All right.
Canadian border's a solid
all right.
7 hours from
I'll
here.
give you Jacksonville, too.
I don't know if I want Jacksonville.
If I want any part of Florida.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
No. Now I'm curious. I want to do the math and find out, because this is one of my favorite segments of our show, and that's Geography with Gator. So we haven't done it in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to look this up for next week's episode.
Well, I'm telling you, it's about the size of Orlando to Jacksonville.
Are you thinking of Rhode Island?
No, New Hampshire. Look at it on the map. If you cut out New Hampshire and put it right, superimpose it over Orlando to Jacksonville, it's about that size.
Anyway, less about geography or poor geography. And back to Nullzy.
Hey, Nullzy.
How's it going?
Welcome. And what do you do for a living?
So in vast contrast to my personality, I'm actually a manager for a pharmacy in downtown Boston. I have not the most serious job, but it can be serious at times, and I have no idea how I ended up in retail. I went to school for computers. Bills happened, and then I climbed up the ladder somehow. And yeah, no, now I'm the kid who doesn't like listening to authority, somehow in charge.
Nice.
Wow, I can't.
It was the drugs.
You like wear like
Probably.
You wear like
It is a giant front. At the end of the day, the drugs are making all the money.
Trying to imagine Nullzy with like a white lab coat.
I don't work for the pharmacy per se.
Okay.
I'm one of the managers in charge of the front store.
Gotcha.
I do wear a shirt and tie every day, though.
Okay. Very cool.
That I lovingly refer to as my news. Anyways.
Well, do you got any siblings? Any?
I have 2 older stepbrothers.
Okay.
I think, God, I really should know their ages.
That's all right.
34 and 29, possibly 30. I should know that.
No,
That's
close,
good.
close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
We believe you.
We're not going
They probably
to.
have the same view on mine.
Yeah, we're not going to fact check you on that one. So now, don't tell RNG Gator. He might fact check it.
What?
Inside joke.
Shots
Never mind.
fired. We're shooting at everybody tonight.
We are, man. My gun's blazing.
If I'm the guest, we might as well be. Let's be honest. It's pretty on brand.
So, what was your earliest moment in gaming, man?
You know, I knew that question was coming, and I desperately tried to think of what it was. And there's a few, just because growing up in the early 90s, there was, the NES was kind of going out, but people still had it. So I definitely played a lot of Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and Skate or Die. Really appropriate for someone in my age group at that point, but let's not worry about that. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and that kind of stuff. But I did a lot of Super Nintendo stuff too. Like I remember going over one of my family friends' house and just playing Donkey Kong Country. I think it was the coolest thing ever. But the first console I think I had myself was a Nintendo 64 that my father had gone out on Black Friday to get for me, which was, I look back, as super cool, super brave, and kind of dumb. And instead of actually giving it to me as a gift, I took a nap at one point and I woke up and he was playing Mario for me.
That's awesome, man. I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like somewhere between that and like watching my uncle play Doom. Were probably like my first real exposures to gaming, and then it was off from there.
That's old school. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Well, you kind of answered the second question already. So,
oh, geez.
when you first got into gaming, like you mentioned earlier, where did it go from there? Did you branch out into Xbox, or did you go the PlayStation route, or did you go PC?
Are we going full chronology?
Full chronology. Let's do it.
All right. So my first personal console was a Nintendo 64.
Right, you mentioned that. Okay.
Next in the line would have been a Game Boy Pocket that I received, I want to say for my birthday, with a copy of Donkey Kong. So another classic game. That, I lived an 80s life in the 90s somehow.
Very cool.
And yeah, so I played a lot of Donkey Kong. I was terrible at it because I was probably 6 at that point. And then I didn't really have another console myself until I got an Xbox 360. My brothers always had the consoles. I was always the handheld guy because I did not have as much income coming in for me.
Sure.
My father worked hard, and we always had what we need. We never went without, but there wasn't always money in the budget for like a PlayStation 2 or whatever. And that was fine. So I was always a handheld guy up until I got a 360, but PC was always kind of in the background there. Mm-hmm. And PC started taking more and more of a role as I got older. I played, first game it was either Dune 2000 or SWAT 3 were the first games I really started playing on.
That is way back, yeah.
I was terrible at SWAT 3, could not play first-person shooters to save my life, had no idea how it worked. It was a totally foreign idea. That was back when you still used the arrow keys instead of WSAD.
Right.
And all that. But from there is, me and my brother were always kind of bonded through gaming. And we went through a lot of shooters. We did, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. We put some time into the original Medal of Honor for PC. We were in a clan together. We always tried to play games together. That was kind of our bond, my oldest brother. That turned into, sorry, I'm umming a lot.
It's all right.
That would have turned into 2003, Star Wars Galaxies. We played on launch day. That was my first MMO.
Nice. And
it was kind of all downhill from there. And so as I got older, I couldn't afford a PC. I started working when I was about 13 delivering papers, but kids don't have PC money. And so I would look in the newspaper for people getting rid of old computers, and I learned how to work on computers and kind of Frankenstein a rig that could run like basic, Super Nintendo emulators and the games I grew up loving, like Red Alert 2 and the Command and Conquer series at large, and things like that, and kind of building off of there. And then PC kind of took off from there, and now I have more money invested in my PC than I do in my car. Not as a whole, but for added features. I don't know, man. I always found the best communities with PC. I found a lot of new family members through PC throughout the years.
Well,
very cool.
PCs, I mean, back then PCs were very much a luxury item.
Oh, no, for sure. Consoles were the move.
I mean, I remember having a TRS-80, and we didn't even have one at home. It was too expensive. We used it in the classroom when we were learning basic programming stuff like Run.
I remember my dad picked up one of the old console PCs that were running on the wasn't the 2.5-inch floppies, it was the 5-inch.
Oh yeah, 5 and a quarters.
Big folder, the 5 and a quarters.
Yep.
With the black and orange prompt, and it's basically just, I don't know if it was Windows 2. I think it was Windows 2. But yeah, so that was again like Doom and games like that were always around, which says a lot about how I grew up. And the things I got into, which were violence, horror, and heavy metals. So, makes sense.
We've come a long way, man. Gaming has come a long way.
It really has, and I've had different phases throughout the years, and I think that's one of the really cool things. Is I find myself in different communities, and I've some people that have flown out to hang out with me. I've gone to visit folks, and I've been invited to weddings or to go, which was disappointing, but. Gaming's always been like, I'm not an antisocial person. I always had, a decent social life, but when I got home at the end of the day, and my friends I'd play with online were the ones I'd spend hours and hours with, nearly every day. So it took on a different dynamic for me and a different kind of catharsis compared to my daily life.
I understand. I definitely do. Well, sir, how'd you find Destiny?
Funny story on that one. So I haven't played Destiny 1. I still haven't played Destiny 1, much to Kingsley Mac's chagrin. I actually attempted to buy it recently when I got my new PS4, and GameStop sent me a copy of The Division instead. So that kind of died in the water. But yeah, so I do want to get back to it. I was originally going to play. I don't know if I'm going to now, but Destiny 2, because they're bringing the content back, or some of it anyway. Destiny 2 was kind of an accident. So kind of going back to that, my second family of gaming friends. There's one group I've rolled with since 2009, 2010. And, it's kind of been the same cast with some people rotating in and out here and there. But we're like, hey, Destiny's coming to PC. We all played World of Warcraft and other games together. So we're like, hey, it's going to be on Blizzard. So it's going to be super stable and it's going to be fast and awesome because we're like Blizzard fanboys at the time. So we all were gaming, and I think we were drinking that night. And by I was half in the bag. When we decided to buy it, and everyone was buying their copy, and I mistakenly purchased the Season Pass Collector's Edition for $100 that I couldn't refund. So I made a decision at that point. I'm like, hey, I'm going to enjoy this game for the next while to get my money's worth out of it. And it was kind of a blind jump in. I always liked the Borderlands games. I love Diablo. I love, click heads, get loot. It's always been a kind of an endorphin for me. A little bit of a rush going after loot. So yeah, Destiny was kind of a natural fit. I always liked Halo, never played a ton of it, but it was kind of this, drop in, drop out. And then the idea that not just you have 3-person groups, but you'd have these big events where you'd get like, I forget what they originally advertised. It was like 18 people or something like that.
Right.
Had these different groups kind of converge. I thought was super cool. So yeah, I jumped in when I got the chance. I was hooked from launch until Curse of Osiris. And I took a bit of a break. And I came back intermittently throughout. I think I came back for Season of the Drifter for a bit. But I didn't really start playing, honestly, until Shadowkeep. Like, I played year 1, but I feel like I didn't. And honestly, that might have been a different game at that point.
Yeah, that's kind of when I met. That's kind of when I met you. Was Shadowkeep. We started doing some raids.
October of last year, actually, was when I came back. Got the tail end of Undying. Was completely overwhelmed by everything that I had to do.
Yeah.
But I've been chipping away, and that's kind of been my way into the Destiny community. Is I was like, hey, I've never done a raid. I want to join a clan because my friends stopped playing and weren't really committed enough to start raiding and that stuff. So I'm like, I got to find a place to go. I ended up at the Guardian Hub, and that's where I've been ever since.
We wanted to mention that these our brothers in podcasting over at the Guardian Hub, you're part of their community. And normally, I want to interview people in our community, but you're in our community, I feel as well. I think our Discord and probably 4 or 5 other Discords kind of all talk to each other every day. So I kind of consider all of us like one giant clan. And we even have a bot that shares 3 of our Discords to look for games from the 100.io. So it's really nice. I wanted to ask you this. What is your favorite loadout? I mean, if you only had one loadout that you could use in PvE, what's it going to be? I mean, I'm talking weapons mainly, but you can mention your armor and exotics too if you want.
So should I just do what I'm doing right now? Okay, so
yeah, whatever. If you only had one choice and you had to lock it in for the long term, what would you lock in?
Probably what I'm running now.
Okay.
Most of the folks that play with me know I love the new Trinity Ghoul Catalyst. In the front end of the season, I was mildly obsessed with it. I still kind of am.
I was using it today. That thing is wicked.
It's so much fun, and it's just so good at clearing trash. But honestly, at this point, Ruinous Effigy stole my heart.
Yeah.
I'm able to run double specials, so I'm running a Parcel of Stardust and Ruinous Effigy with the Falling Guillotine, and it's kind of a Swiss Army knife build. When you build into the Charged with Light, when Energy Fire and supercharged and all that, you start hitting with that Falling Guillotine for obscene numbers, and you never run out of ammo because of Ruinous Effigy, and Ruinous Effigy just seems good against everything. So yeah, no, I'm in love with this year's exotic, which is a surprise. Normally they're kind of fun for a little bit, but yeah, I mean this one right now is come with me everywhere in PvE so far, and had some success. Not good at the game, but I'm sure it's carried me a little further than I would have normally gone.
Nice. So do you PvP much?
I probably 50-50, if not 60-40 towards PvP. I'm not great at it, but there's a competitive side to me that I need to always try and get better. And if I'm just farming, I don't feel like I am.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I get that.
Which is funny because I'm also, I tell people I'm a professional salt machine. I just go off on these little ragey tangents, and I'm sure you guys have seen it a little bit in raids. I enjoy that. I enjoy getting into that a little bit and not genuinely being upset, but I think a little bit of trash talk, even if no one's there to hear it, makes everyone better.
You've always been the most vocal one in the group, and I love it, man. And me and you were kind of button heads a while there, in between a few of the raids, and I was new to the Garden of Salvation raid, and you were not giving me any damn slack. I was like, come on, old man, get your ass in gear, let's go.
Which is funny because it was probably my 3rd time doing it or something at that point.
You were doing just fine. I was the one struggling because I had never run it before, and
yeah, and then we did, what was it? Not Crown, it was Spire on PS4, and you saw how I was doing with that. So, yeah. I mean, everyone's got their strokes here.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it.
So that's a goal. I like making fun of folks. I like, being a fire starter, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. It's never,
It's always in fun.
Yeah. Also, I'm impulsive. I'm sure.
Aren't we all? We're all gamers. I mean,
definitely insecure about my own ability to play the game. And,
well, speaking of PvP, what is your loadout for PvP that you like to play? Are you a hand cannon guy? Are you a pulse rifle? What do you use?
If I'm going sweaty, if I'm trying to win, I'm hand cannon sniper. I have been falling in love with Cold Denial, but I'll also go completely goofy. I brought Trinity Ghoul in the other day, and I went with a melee arc Liar's Handshake Trinity Ghoul build. That was a lot of fun, but not very good.
Okay.
I like to experiment a bit, but yeah, no. If I'm actually trying to be useful to a team, right now it's Dire Promise Beloved all day.
Very nice.
Any idea what you're going to use next season?
No. For PvE stuff, I'll probably hang out with Ruinous Effigy for a bit. I have to feel like it's going to be pretty good on Europa. But I'm really excited. I want to get into the stasis stuff, so I'm not hung up on anything. I want to dive into all the new content.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about sunsetting, and I know other people aren't, and I take flack for that. But I like when metas get changed frequently and forceful changes. So like the seasons in Diablo, or like what used to be Type 2 in Magic the Gathering, where you're kind of forced to play in a new rule set, makes the game exciting, and you have something to push for again.
Yeah, I mean, you get too complacent in the way you play. You always want to be shaking it up. I agree. Well, I know you like to raid, so my question is, I'll skip the one for D1 because you haven't played D1. What is your favorite?
I was told I was supposed to say Vault of Glass.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just assume that's your answer because that's everybody's answer. What is your favorite raid in Destiny 2 so far?
I like them for different reasons. The prettiest by far is Last Wish. I think Last Wish is just a spectacle, and it feels like an event. You feel like you're constantly in motion, like you're racing against the clock. Especially when you do like the Queen's Walk, like this is really like climax feel to it.
So many mechanics in that raid. My God.
I love mechanics, though. I like getting pushed. I like failing, and then you finally get it, and just that feeling of just like, hey, after 7 hours of banging our head against this wall, we broke through. Garden, I want to say I like the most because just the Sanctified Mind is just the mechanics on that are so deep for what the game normally does, and I love that challenge.
I think raids have gotten harder since Destiny 1. Destiny 1, once you got the basic mechanics down, I mean, there was leeway.
There's a question about this. There's a question.
There is?
Is there?
Yeah, am I the only one who does my research?
Wait a minute.
Going on
no,
here?
Wait a minute now. You actually read the show notes? No.
Show notes and questions and...
All right. Well, go ahead and you ask it then. I'll let it clean it up. I'll clean it up.
No, we need to leave that in.
Okay.
Because this is a void to Hazel.
Oh, look behind the curtain. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the secret one who carries this shit.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just teasing.
I know.
All right. So, then, sir, saving our D2 rant and D1 questions and things like that, do you have any other hobbies besides gaming?
Yeah.
Fire, I guess.
I own instruments. I play them poorly sometimes in front of people. I'm a very proud cat dad and spend a lot of time with my cat. Sounds sad now that I think of it.
Cats can be cool, man. I had a really cool cat. Lived 20 years, man. Great pet.
Oh yeah, no, Ari's fantastic. She's basically a dog. She has a ton of personality and talks
the best cats.
Whatnot.
The best cats are like dogs.
Yeah, but they're better because they're cats. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no. So it's gaming, music. I love to cook. It's something I've always done, and I try and get better at. And I'm not great at it all the time, but I like learning new things.
Wait a minute. You said you play instruments. I didn't hear what kind of instruments you play.
I mostly play bass.
Okay.
That's the one I'm passable at.
Right.
I own guitars, a banjo. I've dabbled on keyboard. Yeah, I'll pick up anything. I'm not great at anything.
Can you read music?
Okay, so that's the fun part. I actually went through like honors music theory courses in high school, and and it had some quote unquote formal education, but I don't apply any of it to what I actually do. Okay. I know some theory stuff, but I couldn't tell you what certain frets are on my fretboard as far as notes go.
Okay.
I'm really bad at practicing and homework, and
well, there's a lot of Destiny to play.
Yeah, and I get distracted very easily.
I get it, man. I get it.
I lack discipline.
You and me both. I cannot finish things. I love starting things. I just can't finish them.
Yeah, I'm like Wikipedia, but a person.
Yeah, there you go. There's a title. There's a title, Hazel.
Most of it's inaccurate, but I like learning.
I gotta write that down.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of absolutely none.
I try to pull titles out as the show goes along.
No, for sure.
People are like, I'm a Wikipedia, but a person. What? What is that supposed to mean?
That makes me sound like an asshole, though.
Well, we'll see how the show goes along. We may find another title.
Right.
Oh, damn. Okay, my turn. Okay, I gotta ask it, man. Dude, what's up with the gamer tag?
Also a decently long story. Not really. So, a clan I started, I want to say it's for Team Fortress. Yeah, it was for Team Fortress 2 with one of my good buddies at the time. I have a nasty habit of causing insurrections in larger clans and starting new clans because we're just not going to take it anymore. And I like being dramatic. So I start a lot of splinter clans. I've done it. I've realized probably half a dozen times. Sometimes some damage has been done to communities. Not proud of it. But I started one with my buddy, and I want to say it was like 2010. And one of our common loves was Metal Gear Solid. They're like, what would we come with a stupid, clan name that just has MGS? So it was like multi-game shooters or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And my buddy Ollie had been going by Ollie Ryden, just what he was doing. So at the time, I want to say I was going by Scorch, I think, at that point. I might be wrong. No, I was Angry Toaster at that point.
Both very good names. I like both those names. So,
in starting this new clan as the leaders, it was Ollie Ryden, and I, being a huge fan of the series, always loved the character Gray Fox. And in one of the PSP titles, he went by Null. And his name as a teenager is, he didn't have a name, he didn't have an identity, so he just called himself Null. So I became Joey Null, which in forums and stuff, people would start calling me Nullzy. So I just eventually became Nullzy because that's what everyone was calling me.
That's awesome. Glad I asked.
It's one of those things, which it's actually, Joey Null is also my stage name at this point. It's become kind of I don't want to call it my real name, but yeah, it's kind of all platforms, including, real life to an extent as well. So yeah, Nullzy, and Nullzy kind of rolls off the tongue. It's a super unique name that I can always get on whatever new game or website, or I think there might be 2 on Steam at any given point. So yeah, it's goofy. It's me.
Very cool, man. I'm glad I asked. That's a cool story, man.
It is.
Thanks
and Gray Fox was the best.
Gray Fox was absolutely the best. Kind of a sociopath, but it wasn't his fault.
Sort of, yeah, I'd agree with that completely. All right. So, sir, I have to ask my patented question, and that is, do you have a motto or mantra?
It is going to become your question.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Some people don't have any, and some people have several. I mean, it just depends, man.
I have a couple. I don't want to sound super self-serious because they really aren't. The 2 I go by would be like, so one, it's a concept in a lot of philosophy, and some of it's from Taoism, and that's to become indomitable, where, it's a matter of will, where there's just nothing, you got to kind of, and it goes in my gaming too, where you kind of have to build yourself up, which sometimes comes out as trash talking, to a point where there's nothing that's going to stop you. It's no matter what adversity you have, you just keep going, grit, if you want to call it that. So yeah, to become indomitable is always something I try and talk to other people about when all things are getting them down. And the other one is actually to go with a little bit of theater training I had when I was in early high school days, and did some after school improv stuff and whatnot. Is there's a concept called yes and in improv, where no matter what's going on, no matter how absurd the situation is, no matter what crazy ideas somebody else comes up with on stage and you're kind of lost for a way to go, you just go with it. It's yes and. It's, okay, this is our new reality. This is what we're doing. And yeah, I kind of apply that to life. If something gets thrown your way, you can cry about it, yes, and sometimes that's appropriate. But inevitably, you've got to do something about it, or it's not going to get better. So it's, all right, this is our new path, our new reality. Let's make it work.
I like that. It's a good way to think about life. I like it.
Awesome.
Well, Mr. Nullzy, think about your life here. What is one thing about you that none of the gamer guys and gals here know about you?
Oh, geez, there's probably a lot of them, and a lot of them I can't talk about.
Well, no, say the G-rated ones.
My attorney said it was a bad idea.
Okay. On advice of counsel.
When I
As a lawyer, there you go.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a marine biologist.
I wanted to be a oceanographer.
Yeah.
It was so cool, wasn't it? Did you have saltwater tanks when you were younger? Like aquariums?
We usually did freshwater.
Yeah, but that's okay. You still had aquariums, though. You liked aquatic life.
Always, yeah. And I had a little bit of it in my family, too. My great uncle was actually a leader in a field for, I guess, marine biology at large. So, cool. Kind of growing up, I didn't grow up around him all the time, but he lived down at the Cape. He worked at Woods Hole, which is Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. They do a lot of research out on the Cape,
sure,
like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I always kind of wanted to go after him because he was born in Africa. His parents were missionaries. Grew up speaking like 30 languages. Got into sound engineering and eventually joined I believe it was the Navy, working on underwater engineering equipment and whatnot for communication. And he ended up developing the first sound recorders that would work out at sea for recording marine mammals.
Really?
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't understand nearly as much as we do about how whales talk to each other, and how we can identify whales by the way they talk and things like that. He kind of was one of the people that made that possible. So I always felt this, bloodline kind of thing, even though I wasn't actually related to him by blood. But this, kind of duty to kind of carry that on, and I fell off with it, and that's always kind of been a disappointment for me. Because I'd being either at sea or even at the beach, one of the quieter ones around here is always where I'm most serene and most at peace.
Yeah.
So no, definitely love for the sea.
That's cool.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Why don't we pick one more each, Hazel? Then we'll move on.
All right. So, sir, what was the last game that you played outside of Destiny?
I don't want to say it because the same answer everyone's been giving because it's so stupid and it's so fun.
Guys.
I've been playing Fall Guys. Yeah, it's a
It
blast.
looks so much fun, though, man.
Oh, man, I grew up watching MXC, and it's that, but goofier and with your friends.
You're just waddling along. You're like this little helpless little thing. So funny.
Awesome.
It's so adorable and somehow the most desperate, violent game out there right now.
It kind of is,
fucking
isn't it?
Ruthless, though.
It's survival.
It is. You're punching those little arms the best you can.
And you can hold people back and make them get hit by obstacles and stuff. It's rough.
I was watching Tim the Tatman play this.
Yeah.
And this guy grabbed him, and I don't know how the hell you do this, but this guy grabbed Tim, turned him around, and then kicked him in the ass, and then ran across the finish line.
I saw Dr. Disrespect playing it, and he's a hardcore shooter guy, man. And he was getting enthralled with it, so I was like, oh, if he's getting into it, I got to definitely get into this. Everybody drink. Everybody drink.
And then Sony made it free, and I'm just like...
Yep. I downloaded it. Free. I downloaded it. I said it's free. I mean, I'm already paying for that service. I got to get it.
We should totally get a TBH Guardian Down game
funny
going
you should say that. Jealous was pressuring me into playing it last night. And I said, man, I really want to play it. I said, but I've been working all day and, solstice. So I wanted to shout out him and also Grugrux was hanging around last night on PC. So me, Grugrux, and Jealous, worked on some Gambit, and Gru was trying to get his Ruinous Effigy, I think, Catalyst, and so we were helping him do that, and we were kind of doing things that we could all do together. We played some strikes together. It was a lot of fun. Just wanted to shout that out. The guys we had a good time last night, and we got a lot done. So it's pretty cool. Well, I'll close out with this one. What's the last song you listened to today, not including what you put in the playlist for tonight?
I can just pull up Spotify and actually be accurate with that. That's okay. The beauty of streaming services, I guess. I hate it. I wish musicians got paid more from it, but I'm also poor and can't always afford to buy music, so I'll license it.
Yeah.
Guy that you may or may not have heard of, I believe he's out of the state of Iowa, by the name of William Elliott Whitmore. I think he had a song on the first Red Dead Redemption. He's kind of a rootsy, bluesy, soulful white dude from like the Missouri, or was it the Mississippi River? Yeah, he grew up on right by the Mississippi River, and Yeah, he's got some really down to earth, awesome, just again like rootsy stuff. A song called "Dig in My Grave."
Nice.
Highly recommend it.
I'll have to listen to it.
If you like banjos and things like that.
I like folk music. I love all that stuff.
Oh, for sure then.
Hell yeah. Well, good deal. Hey, Nullzy, thanks for sharing your life with us, man. I appreciate it.
I'm so sorry you had to experience that.
No, we want to know more about you. You know,
good,
dude,
awesome.
I've been raiding with you for several months or maybe almost a year, and never even knew much about you. So that's why I had to have you on the show tonight. I had to say I need to know more about this guy. So thanks, man.
I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here.
What do we got next? I can't remember, Hazel. What are we gonna do next?
We have a speed run.
Oh yeah, we'll do that right after this.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, boys and girls, it is that time of the week. This segment is called the Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 125 randomly asked questions, and Nullzy here is going to have 60 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and we're going to keep track of how many questions were answered by each guest in each episode. At the end of the year, the guest with the most questions answered will win a cool prize. Tonight, I'm going to ask the questions randomly from our list. Hazel is our timekeeper and QCE. In the event of a questionable answer, Hazel's decision will be final, and we're looking for context here. Sin and Kingsley Mack, I think you know those guys, are still the leaders at 26. So, Nullzy, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Hunter.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Ikor, Arcade, or Zavala?
Cade.
Thick or skinny fries?
Oh, thick fries.
Destiny 1 or Destiny 2?
Destiny 2.
What would be your superpower?
Flying.
Cars or trucks?
Cars.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Coffee.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
What's one thing we would find in your gaming space?
Expensive chair.
What is your favorite Destiny planet?
Io.
Favorite gaming console?
Sega Dreamcast.
Have you ever been in a band?
I am.
Horror movies, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Void, Solar, or Arc?
Void.
Blue, green, or brown eyes?
Brown.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Who is your favorite music artist?
Probably Metallica.
Rock, paper, or scissors?
Scissors.
Smooth or chunky peanut butter?
Chunky.
Garth Brooks or Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin.
Grenades or melees?
Melee.
Vader or Yoda?
Vader.
Morning person? Damn. So close. So close.
I get hung up on that one.
You got a couple that...
It's not even Metallica. It's not even Metallica. I just had the live sit binge and purge box set because I'm unpacking in my new apartment. I just looked over. I'm like, that's right.
I'm telling you, if it takes more than a second, I mean, that's how good Kingsley and Sin were on this. They were well, okay. Good point. All right, Hazel. What's the official count?
24.
Yeah. That's what I had. You were so close. You were
moving though, man.
You were so close.
You had 15 left at right when he asked that, or you had 15 done when he asked.
It was the open response.
Yes.
Now, just for the record, they had those same open response questions.
That's fair.
I make sure when I ask these questions every week that the structure of the questions is pretty close. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be pretty close. You're not going to get some random question like 5 or 6 open-ended questions. That's just not fair.
Unless you respawn.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, unless you respawn. When respawn was on, we did all open questions.
Jeez.
You know what though, Hazel? I got to admit, he did pretty good.
Well, yeah, we gave him an extra 5 minutes, but
yeah, we did. That's true. That's true. Well, hey everybody, just want to remind you that we have decided to keep the channel labeled Speedrun Question Ideas in our Discord permanently. So if you have a great idea for a speedrun question that you might want to hear next year, add them in that channel. I did want to announce that we are going to give a $25 gift card at the end of the year for ideas in that channel. We'll take your top 5, or just if you want to put one in there, that's fine. But we'll take your top 5 and we'll all pick from a drawing at the end of the year. And someone's going to win a $25 gift card. So I know it's not a lot, but hey, it's just our way of saying thanks for participating in our little speedrun question idea. So remember, they just need to be short, 1 or 2 word answers, no open-ended questions. That's what me and Hazel come up with. And like I said, you can enter up to 5. So good luck. You know what, Hazel? Before we move on to the section that we normally do, I wanted to just touch base here since we have a little time and just go around the horn and mention one or two things that we're all watching, as far as entertainment. I know we've kind of skipped that a few times in our last few episodes, but there was a few things I wanted to talk about. And so I figured it was only fair to go around in the horn here and see what you guys are watching. So, Nullzy.
You're going to talk about what we've been playing, by the way, too?
You can mention that, too. Yeah, absolutely. So, Nullzy, let's start with you, man. What have you been playing or watching this week? Maybe a couple, 3 things.
Oh, man. I've Destiny, and YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube's a long
I haven't
haul.
watched a show in a while, honestly. I've just been sucked into YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Made a lot of Destiny stuff, a lot of gaming content and whatnot there.
Sure.
This guy I've actually been watching, I forget his name offhand. It's a gentleman who's now doing like game reviews and stuff, but he actually spent 3 years at the Shaolin Temple.
Wow.
And ended up leaving because of an injury. But yeah, he's been super interesting in his views on things, and he's goofy and fun. But yeah, so a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff on YouTube now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What you been working on in Destiny?
Grinding, more grinding, solstice grinding.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up on old exotics that I don't have yet and won't be able to get again. More grinding.
I hear you, man. I keep staring at that armor. Okay, what do I need to get here? Okay, so I need to make, and you're going into like a lost sector. You're like, okay, I can do this. I can work on this at the same time, work on this, and yeah. And you get in your head and you start getting confused. Okay, now you keep going back and forth. Now, what did I need on my helmet again? Oh, okay, it's just tough, man.
It's honestly the last step has been the easiest so far.
Okay.
To get the glowing and whatnot.
That's easiest.
Yeah, because you can only have to wear one piece of armor at a time versus the other. When you're doing the other steps, you have to kind of stack it, and you're losing a lot of stats.
Yeah, you are.
So kind of focusing on one. Even the trials one is only pants, which I mean, realistically, you're going to get what extra ammo in trials.
Okay.
It's not that important.
Yeah, true.
And everything else is like complete a pit of heresy. So you just put on, I think that was the chest piece.
Sure.
You only sub out your chest piece, but you keep the rest of your gear. So
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
nice.
the last step's been a little bit more straightforward than the earlier ones, and definitely less of a grind.
So you gotten those 7 wins in trials yet?
Not even close.
Dude,
I'm
I'm
hoping to dive back in this week. And I'm a competent PvP player, but people get worried about trials. And we tried it last weekend, and
It's just
folks were getting frustrated and kind of down on themselves. And
it's easy to, man.
Whatever one I want to do.
I was talking a couple episodes ago, Two Titans and a Hunter. They were talking about how they went in and tried to give it a shot. This was before it was even required. They were just trying to go have some fun in there, and how people were teabagging them, telling them they're garbage. And I'm like, come on, man, it's a video game.
Oh, see, my experience hasn't been that bad.
Yeah,
it's been frustrating, but yeah, not a lot of toxicity, thankfully.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then if you play on PC, forget about it.
I do. That's the thing, is it's super sweaty all the time.
Well, it's not so much that as every other game in trials, someone's got an aimbot or an insta-death.
If you're good, that's a 6 wins on a card.
Yeah, but dude, if all I got to do is peek around the corner, aim my gun, and it immediately does a 1 headshot on anybody, I think I'm going to be pretty good. If you're
no, I'm saying you're playing them if you're good. I don't run into them at constantly resetting the first.
You'd be
loss.
surprised. You'd be surprised, man. I've heard them on all sets of the card. I've heard them everywhere.
Yeah.
In fact, Astrocross is just ready. Astrocross was so deflated. He goes, if they don't even bring back PvP next season, I'll be fine with it. I'm like, this is Astrocross? Come on, man.
You're Mister. I'm not good enough to know if someone's cheating. I'm just assuming that they're better than me.
Yeah, you and me both, man. You and me both. All right, Hazel. What have you been playing and gaming this week, man?
So I don't know what the hell was going on this past weekend, but I ended up actually watching Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie that Gator poo-pooed all over.
Yes.
And I fucking loved every minute of that movie.
Okay. It's not for everybody. I guess.
I did. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, is that, I mean, like I said, and like, Elmer said as well, is that we grew up with Harley Quinn from the animated series.
Right.
So, and this is basically like the living embodiment of that, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem, because I didn't watch the animated series. I watched all the serious Batman movies and stuff, and That's
You say serious Batman movies?
well, some of them are fairly serious. Their origin stories and stuff. But I like the origin story when it comes to superhero movies. And I know the beginning of her movie was kind of an origin story, how she got started and how she got twisted and stuff. But then it just went off the rails, man. I couldn't explain it. Sorry, Hazel. That was your pick, man. What did you like about it?
Oh man, I just loved everything about it. I loved the action, like the violence, the language. They used the word "fuck" in there so much.
My wife
was just like, oh.
I remember when we were watching that in the theater, my wife and I were looking at each other going, my God, all the F words, man. Jeez. Maybe that's what turned us off. I don't know.
That's the thing that I loved about it, because it wasn't a Marvel movie.
It definitely wasn't.
It gave the middle finger to Marvel. And I'm like, I loved it.
Yeah.
Raising my hand, I know you can't see that. Didn't Deadpool do that like 5 years ago?
Oh, yeah. I like Deadpool.
Except,
Well, but that's Ryan Reynolds. That's Ryan Reynolds. I mean, he's just a hilarious guy.
That's his baby anyway. I mean, he's been pushing that movie for like the previous decade. Yeah. So,
I mean, I saw Suicide Squad.
Well, this wasn't Suicide Squad, though.
It relates a little. Yeah, it was vastly different.
Vastly different.
See, Suicide Squad was more of a mainstream superhero movie, but this was like it was just off. It was just off to me.
I was told it was like Crank, but superheroes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's accurate. Yeah, it had a little more heart to it, a little more story to it, but yeah.
It's like
that's a low bar.
It's like she snorted some major crack. And was just nonstop, man.
It's Harley Quinn.
I know, but still, I mean, come on, man. It just didn't seem real.
She's not going to be like stiff as a board like Captain Marvel was.
It was almost comical how off the wall goofy it got toward the end of the movie. That's what threw me off. The beginning of the movie I liked. It was the middle and end of the movie I didn't like.
I loved the ending of it because every scene in the end was just so different than the last.
My wife and I were looking at each other going, where did the story go in this movie? It just went off the rails. What the hell is going on? I can't even tell what's going on.
See, being the subverted person I am, I've always been happy that the comics I liked weren't actually Marvel or DC, although I guess they're technically DC now. I love watching people argue about the superhero comics and get really upset about it. Because I was always into like Preacher and like Hellblazer and which is John Constantine.
Vertigo.
Yeah, the Vertigo, Dark Horse, the Star Wars comics I was always really into. And I'd read like the big trades and things like Kingdom Come is still one of my favorite books ever. But I'm not a DC guy. I'm not a Superman, Batman guy. It just doesn't do anything for me. So it's always fun watching the people that are really invested into that side argue about it while I'm just watching people shove shotguns into the mouths of demons.
Yeah.
So that was one of them. Doom Patrol. I finished season 1, and I think I'm up to episode 5 of season 2.
9 seasons total. I mean, 9 episodes, by the way. I'm fully caught up.
I think 8 episodes, I think.
No, there's 9. Wax Patrol was the last one.
Okay. But, it is definitely one of the most fun shows. And I think I kind of like it for the same reason that I like, Birds of Prey, because it just subverts your expectation. It's not your typical cookie cutter type bullshit.
It throws you off kilter, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like every episode.
Yeah.
I got to ask, because I haven't seen it. Is it easy to pick out Brendan Fraser, or does he kind of blend in well?
He gets annoying to me after a while, but he's just so crass in the show. But Brendan Fraser, I don't know, he gets annoying to me. I mean, this is my opinion, but he rattling around in that tin can and all his isms and his cussing. Holy shit. Ah, damn.
See, but that's the thing, though. I mean, I think it's just a generational thing at this point now, Gator.
I think it is. I mean,
myself, again, it subverts your expectation. You expect a certain thing, a certain quality, I guess, from comic book movies, TV shows, and things like that.
That's a good point.
And what they're doing is they're subverting your expectations, and they're giving you something that you don't either like or don't know that you want.
Right.
And that's the thing that with Doom Patrol, that I didn't know that I wanted that from a show until I'm watching it. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, because every episode is just so different than the last. I mean, I just watched an episode called Sex Patrol, and I haven't laughed. And
the orgasm scene, holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my God, he twitched the wrong muscle. You guys will know when you watch it. You'll know it when you watch it.
It was fantastic.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very good.
So, then two other real quick things here. One of them is my wife and I watched over a weekend, Indian matchmaking. It was just this show that you just check your brain at the door and you just watch it. It's on Netflix. And it's about this woman. She's a matchmaker, and she's basically trying to match up like Indian people together. And they involve like astrology and face reading and things like this. And it was a trip to watch and see, how other people do things. And it was like basically like arranged marriages. So
okay, that's on Netflix.
That's on Netflix. It was a fun little watch. It was only, I think, like 7-8 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And then what I've been playing is, because I think you're going to mention one of the shows that I watched actually too.
Okay.
But I have been playing Warzone, and I actually got my first win.
Good job, man.
So I spammed the shit out of that today.
Oh my God. I gotta say this, man. You made your character look like JC Jesse with a nice little, maybe a ninja beard. It looks so cool, man.
No, that's the default.
What's a ninja beard?
No, that's a default character. Like a long beard, but cut really, really taut. I don't know what to call it. I'm not a beard aficionado. I don't have a beard.
I feel like if you see a ninja's beard, they're a bad ninja.
Yeah, you're right. That was a bad choice of words.
It's amazing.
It looked like I don't know. I've seen some Asian people that have beards like that. They're very cut, really. I'm just digging a hole. Just keep going, Hazel.
But yeah, it was pretty epic. The guy had a decoy grenade. He threw it off to the side, and so it was going off. But I looked at my heartbeat monitor and I saw where he was, and I ended up just kind of sneaking up behind him and, killing him for the win. And it was just glorious.
How was that adrenaline?
Oh man,
heart was beating. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, I was beating. Well, he cheated because he threw the decoy grenade, so he thought that I was going to go running towards that.
You wall hacks.
No, he used a heartbeat sensor, which is part of the equipment.
That's part of the equipment. But he threw the decoy grenade, so it showed up on my radar that he was further away than he was.
Okay.
But so it's funny. I got my first win. I got a neat little emblem, and I can't wait to dive back in and play some more.
Oh boy, we lost Hazel. He won't be back.
What you're gonna say is you're a traitor. All right.
That's I'm used to it, Nullzy. I'm used to it.
So when do I put in my application, Gator?
I don't know. I'm accepting applications, I think.
Oh
no, I can't do that to Hazel. He's been with me a long time, man.
Yep.
Nah,
well, just wait until the TWAB. Just wait until the TWAB.
Okay,
I'm sure that'll make everything better. Right?
Yeah, better. Yeah, right. Just very, very quickly, I just mentioned what I've been playing Destiny. That's all I play. As far as I did have a little extra time to watch some TV this weekend. I've got to mention 3 shows that really. Oh my God, I can't say enough about. I finally finished Star Trek Discovery on CBS All Access, the season 2. My God, man, the writing in that show is outstanding. I mean, of all the Star Trek series, it was right up there. It was really good, really epic ending. I really enjoyed myself, and I've been just kind of piecemeal watching that as I have time. And finally, I just binged, I think, the last 2 or 3 episodes, and wow. Gotta watch that, guys. If you're a Star Trek fan, even if just a sci-fi fan, you gotta watch that show. It's really good. The second show I wanted to mention, this show just came out with its second season on Netflix, and at first I watched this show and like, just can't get into this show. But I went back to Umbrella Academy. I'm on season 1 now because I didn't watch it. I came back and I said, well, I can't watch season 2. And it looked badass, by the way. Season 2 looks really good. Just from the previews I've seen, it's like, okay, I'm in. So I'm on, I think, episode 4 of season 1. And I got to admit, man, this time travel stuff that they're doing, it's really cool. I really like what I'm seeing.
So
What's up?
Small suggestion on that. If you like Umbrella Academy, I highly recommend, if you haven't already, go back. I think it's still on Hulu, but it might be coming to Netflix. I've heard some things. A show called Misfits. It was a UK show.
I haven't seen that one.
And it's about a bunch of like work program / community service kids in England. Other side of the tracks kind of ordeal.
Outsiders, got you.
And there's like this crazy storm, and these kids get superpowers. So it's kind of a hero's vibe, but it's also kind of an inspiration for Umbrella Academy. It's that same style, and actually the character who plays Klaus plays a character named Nathan, who is really the better version of Klaus.
Oh, I like it.
And Misfits, he's absolutely hilarious. So
Misfits.
it's how these kind of troubled kids with superpowers.
Okay.
And it's got the same the English sci-fi quirks of like terrible CGI.
I love that. Like that. I love that about
if you like
shows.
Umbrella Academy, definitely go check that out.
Okay.
I really like it a lot.
Thanks, man. I will. I'll definitely look into that.
Nice.
The very last thing I watched, and I can't talk about it enough, and I'm about to go watch it again. I binge watched it. There were 6 parts of this limited series. It was a documentary on Netflix. Just came out just this week, called High Score. And this show, what it does, it uncovers the beginning of some of the most iconic video games ever. The ups and downs along the way. It interviews, what I love about this, it interviews the actual video game pioneers, and it's really entertaining to hear their stories of how they got started and what they had to work with, trying to put a game together. Like I said, I watched all 6 episodes in a few days. Each episode talks about a different game type. Like one talks about the original gaming, how it started, like Space Invaders, for instance. One talks about RPGs, the birth of RPGs. Another one's the birth of shooters, like Doom, like you mentioned. I can't say enough about this. In fact, on Gamerscore Radio today, they interviewed the showrunner and the executive producer of the show. It wasn't today. I listened to it today, but it was on this week. So check that out as well. But it's a really, really good series. If you're into video games, and especially the younger crowd out there that really didn't play, Atari and Sega Master Systems and the new, the Sega Genesis stuff when you were little, it explains how all that, talks about the console wars and everything, how it got started. So I won't tell anymore because there's so much. It's jam-packed with stuff. And my God, the interviews are so candid and really well produced, really good quality production. So check that out. And I just want to mention before we go that my local movie theater opened up yesterday. So I will be going to see my first movie review of this year. It's
28 days later.
No, no, God, no. Don't do that to me, Nullzy. No, I am going to see the new Russell Crowe movie, Unhinged. I'm seeing it. We actually have a 3:15 show tomorrow. We've already booked it. And I'm not really concerned about the COVID stuff because they've really done so much to prepare people for this. The theater I'm going in is the Dolby theaters. It's like the big recliners, but not only is it big recliners, but you're already almost 6 feet apart in each chair. So it's like it's already been set up ahead of time. And of course, we're going to get the nice Dolby speaker sound and the IMAX and all the great screenage and stuff. So I can't wait. I've been so long since I've been to a movie, and my wife's pumped as well. So next week I'll let you guys know what it was about and if it was worth seeing or not. So
hey, quick question for you, man.
Yeah, man.
You said that they interviewed him on Gamerscore Radio?
On did I say Gamerscore? Gamertag Radio. Yeah. Gamertag Radio.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I was like fucking Jay.
Thank you for that. Again? Thank you for that, man. That would have been all excited. That would have been a bad blunder. No, Gamerscore Radio.
I was
is
all
no
excited
more.
There.
No, Gamertag Radio. It was Danny. I think it was Danny and no, Paris wasn't there this episode.
Well, then I lose interest then.
Oh,
I know these references.
Okay. It was a good interview. I liked it. It wasn't very long. It's like 20-minute interview. So I don't know. Just check it out. Gamer Tag Radio. I'm sorry, not Gamerscore Radio. Sorry, Jay. Instead of a bunch of people messaging Jay, did you interview the people for that? No, I won't do that to them. All right, guys. Thanks for that. Let's move on. I believe we've got a lot to talk about in this week at Bungie. This Week at Bungie. Mr. Hazelnut, what do we got this week? I heard it's a humdinger.
The meaty twab, you could say.
Yes.
All right. Yes, meaty. So, Bungie unleashed their Fashion Awards. Prime Gaming is back again, so make sure to go ahead and get the loot there from the app, and then you can go ahead and collect it from Amanda Holiday because she's bored and has nothing else to do with her life. So, again, standoff emote, neon helix shell for the ghost, the pulse laser, or whatever the fuck it is, Sparrow, and then a legendary ship. All right. Aside from that, pardon our dust, that bullshit. So the meatiness of the meatiest twab.
Short and to the point. I love it.
I feel like I'm a bad influence.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, this is him every week, Nullzy.
Yeah, if you want a full in-depth deep dive into everything in this twab,
Say it again.
then
Two Titans and a Hunter.
yes, please go talk to two Titans and a Hunter.
Where's Respawn?
All right. Not on the show.
Okay.
So, all right. So the meatiest of the meaty twab is going to be, they talked about the Destiny Content Vault, the beloved, not really, DCV. And they detail basically what is going to be going away and what is going to be staying. So here's kind of like a quick recap about what is going to be going and what is going to be staying. Really, you know what the fuck is staying, but important things are what's leaving.
Yes.
And with that, we are losing 7 strikes.
It's a lot.
Now, okay. And we're gaining 2. So, okay, we're losing 5 total.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though, is that to me, strikes are, now this is like open forum here. To me, strikes are already floundering. I would rather cut off my right leg than do strikes for any length of time.
Yeah, I'm not going to shed a tear on this point.
I don't know what changed. I just really don't like them anymore. But I am to a degree because this is a good opportunity for them to fucking make up ground or something. Get more varied. Do something because for fuck's sake, only 5 strikes? What we're going to have? Not really what we're going to have, but we're losing 7 of them and we're losing, some good stuff. So we're losing the Pyramidion, the Festering Core, which just came out, I feel. Savathun's Song, Strange Terrain, Will of a Thousand, the Tree of Probabilities, and a Garden World. So, I don't know. How many fucking times can we do the arms dealer? Can we get rid of that bullshit?
It's good if you want to get through it quick. It's one of the fast.
How I feel about Savathun's Song, though, so I'm not so upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess I'm just sick of all the strikes in general,
Yeah, this has been me since Shadowkeep. I've been tired of strikes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, hold on a second.
Right.
Hold on.
Sorry there.
Just take a pause. I got to switch. You're still cutting out.
Well, no, I was away from the mic a little bit there.
Yeah, but you've been cutting. You've been roboting a little bit. All right, keep going. I'll keep a close ear out.
Okay. All right. So Gambit is getting, they kind of shed out some light about what's going on in Gambit. So Azanis, this is for you, buddy.
I feel bad for Azanis. Sorry.
Gambit Prime 1, quotes, air quotes. That's Nullzy's favorite thing there. So, air quotes that Gambit Prime 1, they won so much that they took out 2 maps. So now there's only going to be 4 maps left. And it doesn't sound really that they're going to be adding any new ones. So, yeah, I think Gambit Prime or Gambit in general is. I mean, they could probably put the whole thing in the DCV, and I don't think anybody batted an eyelash. It seems.
Thank you.
So,
I hate Gambit with every ounce of my being. I really hope the Drifter dies on Europa.
No, I like Gambit. Gambit's fun.
We're doing Gambit this whole season. It's a great last hurrah.
Wait a minute. Now, I had to mention something about Gambit. There was a sentence in here I have to read because my heart dropped when I read this sentence, and I'm trying to look for it. It says, here it is. As we perform maintenance on the activity, Gambit Prime armor perks will be deprecated. We are exploring ways to rebalance and reintroduce some of these perks as armor mods in the future. I like that part. Alongside the changes, we'll be rotating some maps into DCV while retaining the popular arenas. I'm good with that. I mean, and Kel's Grave can go down a fiery pit of hell. Kel's Grave, I hate.
Grave.
No, I'm a Blink Warlock. You know how many times I've sunken down a chasm in Kel's Grave? Good riddance.
That's
I'm
our
a hunter.
fault.
It's my playground.
What?
I'm a Titan. I don't have to worry about that bullshit. I just fucking fly over it.
Yeah, but I like to blink because the invaders can't use their truth on me as successfully as they like to.
Sounds like
You know what's
get good.
another good way to get rid of invaders? Shoot them in the face.
Well, yeah, that's nice if I knew where they were. I try to get everyone to call them out, especially if we have friends playing. But some of these guys are sneaky, man. They just poke behind a little spot and you see a little red reticle and boom, you're dead. A lot of them sit back and snipe, and it's so hard to defend against that. But
the way it should be, man.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm fine with it. I do it too. But I'm just saying, Kel's Grave, good riddance. See you later. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And Cathedral Scars, that is like one of the original Gambit maps, and everyone knows when the invaders come in, they know exactly where to look. So that map
is the same thing.
That map has outlived its youth. No, now New Arcadia and Deep Six, when you invade in those areas, it's really hard to determine where the invader is because it's such a large map.
New Arcadia.
It's a large map. That's what I like about it.
There's a lot of nooks and crannies in it too.
Exactly. But Cathedral Stars, good luck. Every time I invade in Cathedral Scars, boom, I'm dead. It's like everyone knows there's 3 points you can come in, and everyone's got them covered if they're half a decent team. But Kel's Grave, get the hell out. But I feel bad
There's
for
only really truly 3 spots that you can get to, and then you can go around.
Yeah,
but you can make it a little more tailored. But
or hear me out. Or we take the whole thing and we throw it away.
No, Nullzy. No.
I like this guy. Did I say that already?
I'm going to have to use the veto again tonight. That cannot be done. I love Gambit. I love playing Gambit. But you know what I love about this? That means we're going to get armor, these special perks for I like Gambit Prime. I've always liked Gambit Prime. The quick and done, one round, winner take all.
Quick and done?
No, it's like tug of war. It's like a one long round of tug of war. And
I've had root canals that took less time.
No, now you can get in some close games, but that's what makes it fun, man. But
anyway,
okay,
moving on.
All right, fine.
Gambit needs to be taken behind the shed.
No,
put out of its misery.
Don't you touch my Gambit.
It's not called a shed. It's called the DCV now.
Touche, sir.
All right. So now this next part is going to be very, very heartwarming for good old Gator here. So next is the beloved Crucible.
Yes.
So we are losing a shit ton of maps.
But they're all maps that suck, so.
Vostok? Legion's Gulch?
Gambler's Ruin, Firebase Echo, Eternity, Equinox,
those maps.
The Citadel, Retribution. Get them the hell out of here. I don't want to play those maps.
Come on now. But come on.
If I wanted to play Call of Duty, if I wanted to play Retribution, I'll just go play Call of Duty. If I want a map that small, it's just gun and run and gun all the day, and there's no strategy. It's just one big fucking donut. Everyone just shoots each other with sniper rifles at doorways.
I love that.
Now I am mad that Solitude's going away. I like that map, and Meltdown's a fun map too. But Firebase Echo, Gambler's Ruin, those were poor map designs from the start.
I actually love Retribution, so I'm actually really offended right now.
I'm sorry about that, but I came from Call of Duty. I want big maps. I want maps that I'm a Battlefield player.
Hold up. Okay. But here's the thing that everybody has to take into consideration when they all shit on these maps. Okay. Is that these were designed for 4s.
Exactly.
Okay. So in 4's environment, they played very, very slow. In 6's, they're cramped and they absolutely are a nightmare. But I don't know. I'd like to see these maps maybe be for, I mean, now I don't play Trials, but maybe these maps would be good on Trials.
No, they can do whatever they want to Trials. They won't see me there, so I'm not worried about that part. But no, I like that they're bringing, they're keeping the good Destiny 1 maps like Bannerfall, Exodus Blue, Rusted Lands, which is my favorite map. Twilight Gap is not my favorite, but it's an okay map. Those are all made for 6s, and they flow very well. So
it's funny that you say Rusted Lands, because Rusted Lands is literally a Call of Duty map.
No, it's bigger than a Call of Duty
also
map.
From D1.
Yes, it was made for 6s, is what my point is, Hazel.
Well, I know, but
they're keeping Cauldron, and you're okay with that?
No, I didn't say I like Cauldron. Did you hear me say, Hazel, did you hear me say I like Cauldron? I don't like Cauldron. And I also don't like the Anomaly. If I wanted to just bring a shotgun in and run and put my butt of my shotgun in someone's back all day long, then I'd go play Anomaly. Because that's all
Anomaly, because you get to punch them in the face and they feel bad.
For you Titans, that's fun and all, but for me,
Titans. Whoa! Those are fighting words.
Okay, Hunter.
Gator does not follow what is going on.
Okay, Hunter.
I might have to go. No, man. I love shutting down people's slide shotgunning, especially as a hunter. They slide shotgun and you shoot them in the face with a hand cannon. It feels great.
Okay. Dead Cliffs. I love that map. It's a great map. Distant Shore, Endless Vale, Javelin 4, great maps. Midtown, great map.
Widow's Court's my favorite, though. I love Widow's Court.
Yeah, because it's a Destiny 1 map.
Yeah.
Widow's Court is not a Destiny 1
Yes,
map.
sir, it is.
It's not according to the TWAB.
It's a
give him a break.
Oh, okay. I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
It is from D1, though.
It is from D1.
Yep.
You didn't play D1. I'm giving you a break.
Good. Happy.
Okay.
Fuck that
Wasn't Cauldron from D1 as well?
Yes.
Thought so.
It was a sucky ass map. All those opening and closing doors. So frustrating.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
So basically,
It makes you think.
So basically, there's a shit ton of maps that they're keeping. Is that the bottom line here, Hazel?
Yeah, and they're losing some good ones.
What good ones? We just talked about it.
We did just talk about it. Were you not listening?
Yeah.
Mr. Nullzy's a Titan.
Well, I play all three, so,
I like Firebase Echo, too.
No. Poorly designed map. Elevators and stupid middle areas that are...
to boot him?
I know.
Just kidding.
I know. The poorly designed map.
Then.
Poorly designed map.
No.
Forgot subjective opinions were a thing. Jeez.
We're just kidding, Nullzy.
I mean, I didn't make the map. You're not hurting my feelings.
I know, but okay.
Maybe I did. Maybe you are.
Fun fact.
Maybe I'm a secret Bungie developer who's just terrible at the game.
Well, we would have pulled that out in the interview. Hopefully, you would have slipped it or something. I don't know. All right, I'm sorry. I've hijacked this whole conversation. Go ahead, Hazel.
So besides losing a few good maps, I'll use that term loosely, considering Nullzy's Firebase, Echo comment. But
that's a Destiny 1 map also, by the way.
Available PvP modes on November 10th.
Okay. Yeah, that's a Destiny 1 map as well. Yeah, Firebase Echo was, yep.
Was?
Mm-hmm. They redesigned it a little bit, but it is the same name as the one they had in Destiny 1.
How come we don't have a prophecy map?
No. It's different, man.
I told you they cut the corners out of stuff. Yeah.
Stop. Just stop.
All
I don't want
right.
any more hate mail. Come on, man.
Oh, fine.
What were you saying, Nullzy?
It'd be really cool if they did a prophecy themed, like not just the 9, but like a full prophecy with like the full on neon lights and everything, but for Crucible.
Yeah.
Or like a super, like they don't have like, I mean they have I guess the Cauldron's Hy-Vee, but like super Hy-Vee maps too. Like there's not a lot of those.
Imagine if Destiny had a BR. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Have like a prophecy dungeon BR. You can run through the caves. You can run out in the open areas, like those big wide open areas. Drop everybody out there, and then you can wander out. That'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Imagining it now, like people like running on the sides of the walls and like have it like in a cube. You can shoot down at other levels and things like that.
I love it.
Fucking chaos.
That would be nice.
It would actually. Did you guys ever play the old Alien versus Predator games for PC?
No, I never did. But I know
My
of them.
Multiplayer was kind of like that because the aliens could crawl on the walls.
They could crawl on the walls. Yep, I played that actually.
Terrifying game, but
so PvP modes that are going to be staying. Actually, we'll go with this. So, who plays Supremacy? I think so. How about Countdown?
I do.
Okay.
I like Counter-Strike.
Lockdown.
Say what?
Lockdown.
You
guys like Lockdown?
Never heard of it.
Well enough.
You guys like Breakthrough? How about Doubles?
Doubles.
Love doubles. No, oh my god, I want.
In February.
Yeah, but I want it for more than just 1 week. I love doubles.
Yeah, I had fun playing it. I got to admit.
See.
Scorch can go just find another damn hole in hell. And just
momentum control.
Momentum control is how I'm trying to get my damn mountaintop. So
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, too bad.
The shit that you do to get your catalyst done.
You know what? I like what Destiny's. I like where Destiny's going here because they're simplifying the playlist because then the player counts will be high on each of the playlists. I love this
because they're dwindling. But
because they're what?
They're dwindling.
Oh, I know that.
They're low.
Don't get me started on connection-based matchmaking. You know that's the fault. That's the reason why our connection. That's the reason our player counts are way down.
No, they were dropping before that, and now they're even lower, probably because of this.
Weren't they at their all-time high last season?
Yeah, when all the God players came back, said, "Hey, we get to just pounce on everybody and pub stomp. It's gonna be so much fun." And then
That's how you get better.
And
you
then
get beaten.
Then
try.
All right. Let me repeat a statement that I said.
Hang on.
Okay.
If Nullzy wants to hear it, he can listen to like a month's worth of podcasts.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll direct you. Basically, Gator doesn't like connection-based matchmaking. He thinks that it's not fair because...
No, but this is before connection. I agree. This is before connection-based started becoming the mainstay.
Oh, skill-based. I love skill-based. Every game was fun.
That's why I play Iron Banana religiously.
Yes. Now it's gone. Yeah. I think it'll come back.
Iron Banner?
No, I think skill-based will come back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it has to.
Probably in November once they,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Get extra stuff in. But what I was getting at ultimately, though, was with naming those...
Whoa, look at the time. Whoa, what time is it, guys? I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm in a mischievous mood tonight. Sorry, man.
Well, rein it in, man. You keep interrupting me.
Sorry.
So, moving into the DCV is all of those modes. So, Supremacy, Countdown, Lockdown, Breakthrough, Doubles, Momentum Control, and Scorched. Which means the only thing left is going to be Rumble, Clash, Control, Elimination, Showdown, Survival, and Mayhem Clash. Basically the same shit that was there before. So
and Iron Banner and Trials, the normal times when those come out.
Yeah. And I mean the good news is that Momentum Control and Scorch, because I know some people do like Scorch because it's a nice alternative to the regular BS that is Crucible. Mm-hmm. But they can return, those two playlists will return from the vault at some time during next year. So that's pretty cool. I love how they had to said, "Oh guys, the lighthouse isn't going away. Don't worry about it. You can still get your flawless in Trials." Of course the lighthouse isn't going away. That was a given.
Well, it wasn't because Mercury's going away.
Yeah,
Mercury's
The lighthouse has never been part of that planet. It's always been its own destination. If you look at it, even in Destiny 1, when you went flawless, that little emblem appeared on the map all of a sudden when you got flawless.
Okay, well, let's put a pin in that because I'm gonna fucking come back to that.
Okay.
And we're gonna hash that shit out. So, all right, raids and dungeons that are going away. None, quote unquote. Then for raids, Leviathan, Eater of Worlds, Spire of Stars, Scourge of the Past, and Crown of Sorrows. All right, all of those are going away. So we already knew that. But here's the thing, though. So regarding dungeons, now it might just be me, but I'm going to consider 0 Hour, which is the damn Pulse, the Outbreak Perfected.
Yes.
That I consider that a dungeon.
Absolutely, it is. It's a hard one too.
Yeah, damn right it is. But that's going away.
I know. I was sad about that.
Going away. The farm's going away for all the 7 people that ever go there.
Wait a minute. The farm's going away?
Farm's going away.
Oh, man.
Remember that thing that before Destiny 2 launched that IGN did a big fucking thing about?
I'm not going to be able to play soccer now.
Well, we can do that at in the hangar.
Okay.
So maybe I don't fucking know anymore. But yeah, so there's all that. Then they're getting rid of a bunch of catalysts.
Wait a minute.
Forget about Whisper of the Worm.
Wait a minute. What raids are going to be left then?
Well, basically Redacted, Last Wish, and Garden.
That's not a lot of raids.
It's not, man.
Maybe they're going to bring more dungeons in. Hopeful. What? That's a lot of raids they're getting rid of, man.
Yeah, it really is, man.
All right.
Yeah. And you said Whisper. Yep. Whisper, I would consider that a dungeon as well.
Yeah, it is.
And Whisper is going away too. So again, I mean, that's something else that was, to me, it was higher level content that is going away. And yeah. So, real quick here, key things here. So if you need a exotic, that's a quest kind of thing, fucking get after it, guys. For real.
There's a lot
and
of
ladies. Yeah. I mean, Sturm, Mida, Rat King, Acreus, Sleeper Simulant, Worldline, Ace of Spades, Last Word, Monarch.
Polaris Lance.
Yep. Yeah, I skipped that because nobody fucking uses it.
What?
Izanagi's Burden.
What?
Polaris Lance is actually getting used a lot right now.
It's a very good gun. Very good gun.
Really? Oh, well, they fixed that. That's right. The 5th times a charm thing. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so the Catalyst is like really actually pretty solid right now.
It is very solid.
I have that too. I just never use it because it was broken for what? Like,
well, let's
all year.
Let's be honest. Scout rifles are pretty poor right now, and that's probably the only scout rifle I'd feel confident using in the Crucible right now. Maybe
explosive rounds are pretty good.
Maybe the Mida. Mida's still decent.
Yeah. I hopped in Crucible a little bit ago, and I got shot by a Mida, and it kind of felt good. I was like, oh wow, look at that! People still use that.
It's got a lot of flinch.
So Thorn, Lumina, which nobody uses besides Wicked, and
Wicked. I was going to say that poor child.
Truth and Bad Juju are going away.
That's a lot of weapons.
Yep. And then the associated catalysts for most of those, including Telesto, Whisper of the Worm Catalyst, and the Huckleberry. So, yeah. So, again, at some point, they will have the opportunity to bring back or could bring back any or all of these things. So that's always a possibility, but probably not until year 5 or later.
Hey, I got a question. Hazel. Oh, I'm sorry. It was in the TWAB. What goes away when a destination is vaulted?
Yes.
Everything with it.
Like what?
What is going away when something is vaulted?
Yeah.
So
Like from
story
Destinations.
missions, cinematics. Yeah, story missions, cinematics, raids, strikes, dungeons, adventures, any secret missions, vendors, and associated bounties. So you can, unless the vendor is getting moved to someplace else, like, what's her name? The chick on Mars.
Anna Bray?
Destination-specific patrols, collectibles, and scannables. Destination-specific activities, i.e., Mercury's forges, the Mercury Forge Mars escalation protocol, and then just the ability to fucking walk around that place.
Lost sectors and stuff, yeah. That's sad, man. That's a lot of content going away.
It is, man. It is.
I have a theory.
Ooh, so do I, actually. But you go ahead with yours, and
We might have the same theory. I think we're going to see all of these places again. I think we're going to see them possibly not until, Witch Queen or Lightfall. But I think eventually we're going to either fight back the darkness or fight back Savathun's forces and kind of retake these planets and the moon as part of like the last hurrah. I think they're going to rework it. I think they're going to be completely changed, and we might be on a new part of the planet. But I think we're going to see some of these places again.
Yeah.
I could also be completely wrong. So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I think that the same thing is possibly going to happen, but I think it's going to happen a little bit differently. What I think is going to happen, what is going to be the kind of, again, to use the obnoxious quote unquote Destiny content vault, is basically going to be Osiris's ability to time travel, and I think that he's going to try to bring back those planets and things like that at some point in the future.
So they're just going to completely rip off time walking from World of Warcraft. That's an angle. I'm for it. I'm for it. And they seem to actually be taking a lot from Blizzard's playbook with keeping World of Warcraft fresh. Everything from transmogs to a world redesign, which is what happened in Cataclysm.
Well, Luke Smith is the Scarab Lord.
Yeah, dude. That's anyone who's played that game knows the amount of sweatiness involved with that title. Yeah, but I'm for it. Again, those things worked amazingly for WoW, and I'm excited to see how they pan out for Destiny and kind of creating a Destiny 3.0 without actually making a new game.
Yeah. What do you think, Gator?
I'm not talking about my damn dream. I don't think they're coming back. I'll be the anti guy here. I don't think they're coming back. I think they're done with them.
Do you really think that?
I think they got plenty of stuff planned for the future. I think they're going a whole different direction. I think this is where Destiny's going to pivot and move on to a whole other direction.
Didn't they say they're bringing back the Sundial event though?
They'll bring back maybe some seasonal stuff. I'm sure, short seasonal. Hey, we're bringing back the Sundial for this season only. Jump in and get your guns that you didn't get in the past or whatever. But
the Sundial's on Mercury.
Yeah, like I said, seasonal. But I don't think it'll be back for the whole year.
Even seasonally is fine, but I think it's going to be explored with plot. There's going to be some purpose when it comes back, not just a rotator.
I'm going to be honest here. I hope they don't come back. I'm ready for Destiny's story to quit recycling. I'm ready for Destiny's story to go forward. I think everyone is ready for it. I think everyone is ready for Destiny to make their new move. And with that new engine coming out and stuff, it's going to be beautiful.
Okay, so, hold on. First off, not happening. Second, I think we're on the same page. No one wants them to come back as they were. I want revamped versions. So, like in World of Warcraft with Cataclysm, they completely destroyed half of Azeroth and terraformed the whole thing. And there's new quests and new storylines, and old things were unobtainable. And it was just kind of like, this is the new world. I think if they bring them back, it's going to be a different take on that planet, but still be able to explore the themes and stories established by those planets, and maybe not all of them. Yeah. Like I can imagine we're going to see Mercury again, just because it's so important.
God, I would not miss Mercury at all, dude. To be honest, Mercury is such a bad stain right now for me.
But it doesn't have to be the same part of Mercury.
I understand.
Part of the planet.
I understand, but it's such a small little planet to begin with. There's not really. It's like a hollowed out planet. There's not a whole lot to do on Mercury.
Well, it's kind of like going from the farm to the tower.
Okay, I guess, but the
Cosmodrome to the farm.
I'm still gonna stick with my guns. I really hope they don't come back. I really hope they have a whole other planets that they're gonna explore and not come back to this. I think they're coming. I think they're recycling a lot of the stuff now because they're just trying to buy time for the new game. They're trying to buy time for the new, and in 2 or 3 years, if it happens, and you can say, "Hey, I told you so," but I really hope they don't come back. I don't want to see Mercury ever again.
Oh, God.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well, if I have to go in the damn endless forest again for I don't care if it's Halloween or whatever, the Halloween event or whatever, I'm not going to miss it. I'm so tired of seeing those areas.
Oh.
I'm so ready for something new.
I mean,
man.
I feel like Europa is going to be a lot bigger than the moon. I feel like Europa is going to be much more like a Nessus experience or something along those lines.
I could see that. Nessus is huge, yeah. I
also feel like I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I hope that the raid on Europa is like a multi-wing raid, kind of like Leviathan would be with the raid layers, but kind of from the front where you're exploring this massive.
Maybe that's
like
it.
The Deep Stone Crypts, like maybe you do one wing of the Deep Stone Crypt.
There you go.
And then more story progresses, and you find a new area you can explore where like this story happens, and there's the whole theory with I hate to go into the fan theory because it's kind of pandering, but I think they will explore bringing Cade 6 back to some extent. I don't think he should come back as a full character, but like maybe a strike or a dungeon where like he's uploaded to some computer and like you get to have him or as a guide or some sort of part for this particular mission. But I feel like they're going to explore that because they talk about the origin of the Exos and how they're how they are created and backed up, and why you get Banshee 44 who's been scrambled so many times he no longer remembers anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Since that is that's the source of Exos, that makes sense.
Yeah, so to see not necessarily a Cade 7, but like have Cade's memory, because he won't remember anything that's happened too. So it's kind of like, but meeting Cade kind of as a fresh new version of Cade, who's kind of like the latest Star Wars movie, what they did with C-3PO.
Right.
They kind of just hit the reset button and it's like, you're going to start again.
Yeah, I like that part.
So that's an idea. I hope they do something like that because I think it's a fun way to go back without going, oh, of course they brought him back. But
I don't
think they've got...
Nullzy, that makes perfect sense about the raid layers. That would make sense because if we only have 3 raids and the one new one is redacted, I have a feeling seasonally they might do that maybe instead of a dungeon. Have the raid layers again. I like that. I hope they do that. I really enjoyed the raid layers in the Leviathan. I thought each of them were it was nice that they were a little shorter than the full Leviathan raid, and the environments going down in the guts of that machine were so much fun, dude.
Well, it's that, and it just really fleshed everything out so much. It makes you feel the scope of how this, multi-planet size ship is just giant, but it all feels very congruent, and it feels like there's one story, and like you really understand Callus as a character and his motives and how he interacts with the Guardians more and more as you went through. Like, he calls on you and Scourge to help him, or not Scourge, but Fire to actually help him. Instead of just kind of using you or toying with you. He's like, hey, man, I got a problem. I've seen what you guys can do. Can you help me out with it? And there's this really cool progression of the story in a non-direct way. That really, again, those maps are... I always talk about the skyboxes in Destiny and how they really are kind of the secret sauce.
They are.
Making the environments feel so lived in.
I used to stare at them for
Leviathan
hours.
was an amazing example of that. And just, going up in Spire and sighting the other ships, or being on the main Leviathan raid, or in the giant underbelly with the menagerie, it really just made it feel like lived in and real, and like this is this actual thing there. And so if they can do that with Europa and really make that a deep diving experience where like, hey, maybe every season for the next year they unlock a new part of this giant raid system, which again is probably going to be Deep Stone Crypts just due to the heavy lore. But like we find out more and more, or maybe we go back and something's changed, or there's more story with the darkness, and God, I can't even speculate where that's going to go. But I feel like they could really make that something special for Europa. I mean, this is, I hate to continue drawing comparisons, but it feels like a lot like Northrend was when we went to Wrath of the Lich King. That same experience, and that's something I've always strived to have again, and they seem to be kind of going in that direction. So I'm hoping that's what they do.
Speaking of planet-sized ships, who thinks the Dreadnought's coming back?
It's gonna have to, because what's left for Cabal story-wise?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Almighty's gone, Palace is gone. Why would we be ever fighting Cabal anywhere?
Yeah,
like they've got to do something.
Yeah.
Also, why is the Leviathan going away? Like, how is that story working out? Like, I get that it was on a fixed course and it's kind of doing its thing, but is it just gone? Like, I don't. They have to do something.
Another story that's not been tied up that we don't know the answer to.
Well,
add it to the list, Nullzy.
I know.
So here's my question. Okay, and for the closing of this discussion here, so what do you guys think about this? About what's going into the vault, about basically what we're losing and what's staying, and then with what's coming in November, what we don't know, I guess. Are you hopeful? Are you optimistic? Are you cautious? Where are you at?
I'm always optimistic. I'm always looking forward. I'm always looking forward to what Destiny's planning on doing next. And I'm not, at first I was really pissed about the, that they were getting rid of a lot of these weapons and stuff. But now I'm, after kind of thinking about it and kind of mulling over this for the last few months, I'm okay with it now. Never thought I'd say that, but I am. Now I am going to miss
it be a new game again. And let's it be exciting and difficult, and
still going to miss my bygones really badly. Hopefully they have a pulse rifle just as good coming up. Oh.
Full Denial.
Full Denial, yeah. There you go.
It's not the same, man. It just doesn't hit.
Better.
It doesn't hit the same as the. I don't know. Maybe it's the reticle. I don't know.
Maybe you just need a better roll on Cold Denial.
Dude, I've got them all. I've got them all. I've got like 10 rolls. I've got a lot. Now, in fairness, I haven't tested them all out, but the ones I have tested, they're good. But I tell you where the bygones, and especially the what do they call it? The dad rifle, the 4-shot,
the blast
furnace, the dad furnace. I love that rifle too. I'm going to miss that one because that had max range as a pulse rifle, and it hit hard with 4 shots. The Cold Denial, no.
Cold Denial is like scout rifle range on a pulse rifle.
Cold Denial does not have the range that the dad rifle has, and I'd even say my bygones is competing with it too. I don't know, man. I can't.
I'll let you have that. That's an opinion thing. I can't knock down that. That is what it is.
Where's Mercules? Hold on. Let me page him. We'll text him real quick.
We have RNG Gator, so we don't need Mercules.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for that. All right.
Paging RNG Gator.
Paging RNG Gator.
Nullzy, so you're optimistic.
I think it clears a lot of the chaff. It makes the game kind of year one again as far as like what content we have, and it gives. I think it's going to be great for the game. I think the first and the most important thing happening here is them fixing the new light experience and making it more approachable for new players.
Yeah, they got to fix that. My son was clueless when he got into this game, and he's a big time gamer. I mean, he games. He just does all kinds of gaming on computer, on PC. So if he's confused at where to go, think of the novice shooter that comes in and goes, okay, clear this planet, then what?
Well, I can speak as somebody who played year one and then came back in Shadowkeep, and it's literally a different game.
Yeah.
It's nothing like the original Destiny 2 experience at all.
Right.
Which is not a bad thing. I like where the game's at. I think it's imperfect, and they kind of dove in without doing all their research, but like as the years have gone by and they've changed the mod systems and things like that, and kind of that's why I'm hopeful, and I think that's a great example of it. Is Bungie is one of the few developers that still genuinely cares what their players think.
Yeah.
And they don't bow to them, but they listen to feedback and they go, maybe we were wrong. How can we do this in a way that feels more complete to you?
Right.
And they make a conscious effort of constantly doing that. And I love that about them. They can say, hey, we were wrong. What gaming company can admit when they made a mistake and say, hey, we were wrong.
Yeah.
Let's try it this way. Let's do this as a community. They care about their product. And that's something I used to be able to say about Blizzard. And I used to be able to say it about Valve. And these companies that I love and I've been loyal to forever, and they've taken thousands of my dollars. But Bungie seems to be the only one that still kind of got that spark that they're players first. They want to tell a good story first. It's not about money to them. It is. Ultimately, it's a business. But they listen to their community as a whole, from the biggest to the smallest. You can be a very, just an average player who doesn't get involved with any community things or anything like that. And you can make a post on the forums, and someone's going to read it.
Right.
And they might say, that's a good idea. So, I don't know. I appreciate that. And because they have that attitude, I think, especially with how they framed and how they have the next 3 years that they're kind of working as a congruent story and a congruent game plan, that they said, hey, we're going to refurb everything. This is effectively going to be Destiny 3 without a new engine, cough, cough.
Right.
And we want to give you a new experience while still making it familiar. I think that when they did that announcement and the way they did it, I think they have a bunch of stuff up their sleeves that's a culmination of the last 3 years and the feedback and what they found that works and what they found that didn't.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of be the gold edition versus, the alpha and beta attempts at making a first-person MMO looter shooter environment.
That's why I think this is where Bungie makes their pivot. That's why I mentioned it earlier. I think this is where they've learned everything they've learned from Destiny 2. All the bad and all the good, and I think they've had a lot of time to perfect a lot of this. And they know what the community likes, at least they try to. And I think they're going to aim it with that new engine in the fall. Me and Nullzy have shared our opinion here, and Hazel, as usual, you don't get to speak. So I want to ask you, buddy, what do you think about all this?
I am not the optimistic type, and it's exactly for the thing that Nullzy said. How he said that this is like year one again. So for me, this is, I'm right now. My thought is, hey, I'm going to back out. I'm going to back away for a little bit. I'm going to let it drop. I'm not going to play it when it first comes out. I'm not going to get like the seasons and that kind of
bullshit.
No, I'm serious, man. I am dead serious.
Let him speak his piece.
I'm going to give it like a month before I dive in, because I want to see what they've got. Because I'm worried because they cut a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot
stuff
of
you've already done.
It's going to be a nice shiny stuff.
You've already done it.
I have, but that's the thing, though. Is
you're like a kid who doesn't want to give away his toys.
You've outgrown them, Hazel. Move on.
But okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so they cut all this stuff. What am I going to do now? What I want to see. I want to see what I'm going to be doing now.
Well, I think what they're going to do, I think they're going to ease up on the bounties. I think you're going to be able to rank up based on completing stories and completing campaigns and completing certain. Remember how they used to pop objectives up when you went into an area, give you like a little list. Yeah, I think they're going to do some more of that come fall. So I don't know.
That's my thing. I want to see what I'm going to be spending my time doing.
You'll be there, dude. Don't kid yourself. You'll be there day one, just like all the rest of us.
The way I see it,
unless the hype gets me, that's going to be it.
You know it'll get to you.
Have you ever played Diablo 3?
I'm just going to say no.
Okay,
I mean,
I played a launch day. I was there for Error 37. I went to the midnight release. I got the game. All of my friends went home and were like, let's do this. And then we couldn't get onto the servers, so we all got sad and went to Denny's. And
that sounds very familiar.
The next day.
That sounds very familiar about Call of Duty nights.
But the original release of the game, they had something called the Real World Auction House, where you were using real money to buy in-game items that people found, and it was total cancer.
Wow.
The game did not have much end game. The original story kind of sucked. People were really upset. And they're like, man, this is supposed to be Diablo. We only remember Diablo 2 with Lords of Chaos, or Lord of Chaos. But what they don't remember is that Diablo 2 sucked until the first expansion came out. And the same one for Diablo 3. Once Reaper of Souls came out and they introduced the seasonal system and all of the recrafting and Kanai's Cube and the greater rifts and all these new mechanics, that made Diablo 3 the game that it was. And that was like 2 years after it came out. So I want to give them a chance. I've seen it happen and I've seen it work.
Well, I respect that, and I'm all for you giving it that chance. Here's the thing, though, that you didn't play D1. D1 had its moments where it was like, hey, you know, we're going to do this. Okay, that didn't work, so we're going to do this. And they've been playing this game for so long at this point where, for me, I just feel like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to give it like a month before I dive in, because I want to see what I'm going to be doing. That's my main thing, is because if the stuff I'm going to be doing is the same stuff that I'm doing now, just on less stuff, less maps, less whatever, it's like, okay, that's going to get old really, really quick. But if I mean, you know, I believe with you that Europa is going to be huge. It's going to have a lot of lore. It's going to have a lot of story to it and things like that. You know, that might be fine for a time, but if you say Destiny is going to pivot now and Bungie's going to pivot, if they're going to be going toward a more maybe casual, yet, you know, for the casual person to come in, play the story, and then come back to it next season, that kind of thing. And then for the hobbyist player, that they're going to be able to work on, you know, whatever new exotic comes out or catalyst or whatever. If that's going to be their pivot, then I don't know. I mean, I'll be okay with it, I guess, but I think I'll probably downgrade from hobbyist to casual.
Think about one feature. Well, let's focus on one feature at a time. Transmog alone, as someone who went through it with World of Warcraft, we were then going back to all of these old raids that we had no reason to be in, because yes, the gear looked cool and unique, but the stats were garbage, so why the hell would we be there? Suddenly, we had a reason to revisit this old content and revisit these old grinds and try and, you know, play the fashion game. And let's be honest, we all love the fashion game. I have burnt more legendary shards on shaders than I care to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal. And like people grinding out old raid gear, like getting their Garden, that's old, not old now, but will be old. Right. Their Garden of Salvation, you know, hollow sets, and like the hunter sets, and like the raid hunt sets, and like all this raid gear, and like piecing together these really cool things that used to not be able to have these cosmetic options. You're gonna have people going by and really grinding into this stuff now, just for the sake of fashion, and that's only one feature that they're adding, which is probably going to have a resource sink of sorts. So you're now thinking about the big picture. It's like, okay, what's my economy on this? How bad do I want this? What's the grind going to look like? And kind of making those commitments to yourself. And that's just one new feature.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so what happens if there's a new game mode? What happens if with the new raids? What happens if they do like a WoW thing, which I think would be cool, like a raided tournament where you cannot do the raid until you do this separate, maybe an exotic quest or some sort of triumph or some sort of really hard, like Whisper of the Worm style mission, and you can't even get through the door until you do that. And add these different challenges, and maybe bring back something to the likes of like cage stashes and, you know, things to just explore on Europa. Each feature adds so much gameplay. And all the new stuff that they are definitely going to be doing now that they're going away from collect things, throw resource into big machine saves the world. Which is what we've been doing this past year. They get that people are sick of that, and I think that they're getting rid of so much content because they're about to stuff a bunch more back in.
Exactly. I think Bungie, as Bungie always does, is they always get it right. Did I say that out loud? I almost laughed at my own statement.
Always get it right.
I know. I was trying to come across serious when I said
but there's
that.
some things they do, and that's just
yes,
like,
it is.
I'm
half serious.
One of the most important companies in multiplayer history.
It is.
Halo 2 and Halo 3 defined lobby-based multiplayer. They designed the system that we still use today for most games.
Okay.
They want to have crossplay within the singular environment by the end of this year.
They'll get it. It'll be here. It's just a matter of...
They might be the first game to be full crossplay, especially in a rich environment that isn't just Rocket League.
They're just waiting for the console technology to catch up to PC. That's all they're waiting for.
But imagine when that happens. Imagine we get to the point in Destiny 2 where PC, console, and Xbox, or PC, PS4, and Xbox no longer matters.
Yeah.
You just get to play with all of the Destiny community at the same time. They're doing that.
Can't wait.
It'd be fantastic. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think there's so much hope in these games that we might not have had the last couple of years because they realize this is the only IP they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've got all their money into it and all their development time. They realize they're not competing with Halo. Halo is trying to compete with Destiny.
It's exactly right. And then
they have the lead.
Yeah.
And they have the loyalty, and I think they have the know-how to make it something awesome. And I'm normally a pessimist. You guys know me. I'm always, thunderclouds and
it's weird hearing you say this tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
But no, you know what?
Right, welcome to the real Nullzy.
You know what, though? You know what? And this probably pertains to a lot of players out there that play Destiny religiously. They'll try a new game and go, nope, not even close to Destiny.
I played The Witcher 3 for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this game is amazing.
Yep.
And I haven't touched it in 2 weeks.
or like... I
genuinely felt that way. I think The Witcher, just in this couple hours I played, might be one of the better RPGs out in the last decade.
Sure. Oh,
that's the best.
Ask Nips. He'll tell you. He's played it like 5 times.
And I read the books, or not all of them, but a couple of them, and the show was perfect for what it's trying to be. The
show was great, yeah.
And I think The Mandalorian is also perfect for what it's trying to be, despite what Issachar says about it. That's why I gritted my teeth so many times during that podcast, because I am old school Star Wars nerd. And I don't agree, but I value your opinion.
Well,
I feel like The Mandalorian is in the same vein, a great show.
Well, green-eyed music lover called Tolan an asshole. So I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's not exactly what we're doing right now.
You know what I'm saying?
But
yeah,
but no, it's. I think. Oh God, can you imagine a Destiny show could be great, like a super serious like action.
Oh yeah,
space western kind of thing where you're following specific Guardians, like with the way CG's going now, but like that type of storytelling and their cutscenes, man.
They're
movie. Cried. Like I didn't cry, but I welled up during like some of the Cade sequences because like I mean it's Nolan North and not Nathan Fillion. I get that, but Nolan North, I mean, stellar actor, if not one of the best for voice actors. But like I was really emotionally attached to the stories when we got the stories.
Yeah.
We left Eris on the moon for almost a year. I don't want to talk about that one. We still don't know where Osiris is. He's been gone for 2 seasons. He said hi to Rasputin and then
I'm out.
Yeah.
See you later. Yep.
Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like he might be in connection with Hawthorne. There's some giant conspiracy where, not going to get into that. That's for another episode.
And as a Warlock main, I adore Osiris. I want to know more about Osiris. All I heard was Osiris in Destiny 1 when I was flying missions. I was like, who is this Osiris guy? I can't wait to meet this guy. Well, I guess so, but I hope they flesh him out more too.
But I like him being a dick. The whole I
they can't all be
Shaxx. Well, Shaxx learned it from me.
They can't all be roses. I mean, come on. They all have to have different personalities, just like in real life.
None of them are roses. They're all kind of terrible people in their own way.
and I tell you, the one thing I love is Green has really got me into this now. Is I'm starting to dive into the lore of everything in Destiny now. But I took her advice. I just picked one thing, and I'm just rolling with it. And just the more I peel back layers, the more I'm in.
But that's the thing is I want more lore, and Europa is so full of lore, and we get the Exo Stranger back, which I understand means nothing to me, but I understand the significance of that.
It was very big in Destiny 1. Everyone wanted to know where the hell she
wasn't the pre-order, not the Ghost Edition, but wasn't one of them, didn't you get like a statue of the Exo Stranger? Or was that in the current one? I don't remember which, but like I know she was a huge character in the first game.
She was. Everyone was so...
Huge with air quotes because.
And there's also a theory, giant air quotes theory as well. Okay, pivotal, kind of like the speaker was until it got capped. But yeah, I forgot that was a character for a while. But where was I going with this? Oh shoot! One moment, I've derailed myself. I was making a point.
We were talking about the stranger. I guess she might be somebody else or something.
Oh yeah. So there's a theory, not that she's someone else, but with Rasputin's EXO program for Fellwinter, that we might see a very vengeful Rasputin as an EXO, because it was in the original storyboard. And the idea of like a vengeful Rasputin just kind of going off almost to the point of bad guy type of character, and like maybe trying to retake the war mind in order to fight off the darkness, or possibly, again, fan theories, but to fight off the Traveler would be really cool. I think that's because he just kind of disappeared, even though he swore he never would again.
The story in Destiny is so deep.
But that can all happen on Europa, is my point. Like, Europa is so important for the lore that we can get all of these really awesome story points that you say you love. So why not be excited about it?
Nullzy, wouldn't you say it was Europa could be very pivotal? See what I did there? All right, I think we better end it there. We could go on all night with all these theories. Hazel, anything else in the TWAB this week we need to talk about?
Nothing else.
Well, I did just want to. I did want Nullzy's comment. I want his opinion on this solstice armor before we go.
There's a question about that.
There is. Well, we'll leave it for then. We'll save time and answer it then. So, well, thank you. Good conversations, guys. I think we got some questions from our community. Hazel, you want to do that next?
Yeah, and I think we have quite a few for Mr. Nullzy.
Good.
Oh, God.
Can't wait.
I can.
All right. Yeah. We'll do that right after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week. This is where we take our questions from our community and try to answer them the best we can. And before we do that, guys, I have a question for you guys. I want your opinions on this. Okay. There's been a little leak, let's just say from the Twittersville, that PlayStation 5 prices and Xbox Series X release dates. Now, according to my sources, I've got November 13th is when the PlayStation 5's coming out. They're saying $499 for the normal edition with the disc drive and $399 for the regular digital edition. And they're saying a week earlier, November 6th. Well, they say November 6th for the Xbox Series X, and then the Xbox Series S, which I guess is a little cheaper cousin, is going to be the day before. I never understood why you'd think they would just release it all the same day. That part I don't agree with, but they're saying $299 for their Xbox Series X and $499 for the Xbox Series S. Series X. God, they're so confusing. This is the pricing that I had predicted was $499. They're not going to go over that $499 price. $399 seems very cheap for omitting a disc drive. I'm thinking that's going to be $50 less. That was my original prediction. So I want to ask you guys, is this bullshit or are we pretty close here?
Nullzy?
I don't care.
Oh, you play?
I just spent $600 some odd buying and upgrading a PS4 Pro. Surely this year I spent about $600 on a new graphics card.
So you're a PC player.
I'm a PC player. The only way I'm getting a PS5 anytime soon is if GameStop or whoever has some sort of crazy trade-in deal for a PS4 Pro where they give me like $250 towards it. Like, sure. It's just, I don't see the value right now.
4K 60 frames per second. Of course, we can get that on our
Where
computers.
I have to play with the controller and I'm terrible?
Well, I play with the controller already. I mean, the way I see
You
it...
can be good with the controller. I'm not saying controllers are bad. I'm saying me with the controller is bad.
Your input device is strictly, what you're used to, but I've always used controller. So I've already kind of have a next-gen console already. As I play a PS4 controller on PC, that's my main way to play. But my friends, if I want to play with a lot of my friends, which are on PS4 right now, you have to revert back to that smaller frame of view, FOV, and goes back to 30 frames. And I'm telling you, it's so hard for my eyes to adjust to that. Everybody always laughs and giggles when I say that, but it's true. Going from
120 FPS to 30.
Yes. Well, even 60.
85 degrees field of view or 80 degrees.
Yeah, I'm going from a 105 FOV, 60 frames fixed at 3.5K down to 30 frames, 85 FOV on a PS4. Yeah, and I have the SSD, which means it loads just about as fast as a PS or as a PC, but it's so hard. It's so different.
I go from 120 solid FPS to that, and I'm garbage with the controller, and the entirety of the Guardian Hub wonders why I never want to do PS4 raids.
Oh, I see.
I'm just bad. I don't blame the console. I don't blame anyone but myself. But yeah, it's the combination of that. It's like going from like Fiji water to like Dasani.
That's a big jump.
It's when you are at 120 FPS, the game is easier.
Yeah,
especially PvP. Like it genuinely will make you a better player.
Yeah, you see things Well,
tracking is better. Headshots are easier because you see them moving through the space without losing frames.
And the game's more fluid. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Which
these
also
guys
gives me hardcore vertigo. But
these guys don't understand this until they play it on PC. They'll never understand. It'll be light and day when they do see it finally. And with the next gen consoles, I think that's going to be the closest thing they can see to having the game on PC. So Hazel, I'm all ears. And he's not here.
I'm here.
Oh,
I was just waiting for you to say something.
Wow, that was a pregnant pause.
So I don't care, honestly, because I mean, one, it's this. I mean, I don't think that's the right price. I just don't. I think it's about $100 more.
Really?
What they're showing right there.
You got to think about inflation, the hardware cost, the development cost.
Yeah, but they're going to eat it. They're going to eat it to sell games.
But they are going to eat it.
What, Skyrim?
No, I'm not talking about Xbox. I'm talking about PS5.
Can I buy that? Can I buy another?
So also Skyrim? You know it's coming out. You know it's going to be a launch title for both consoles.
Sure, of course. It always is.
God damn it, Todd.
Well, but I'm not a big Skyrim player, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm a Destiny player. And I just, I'm going to get a PS5 and I'll probably get an X too, just because I want to be able to play with my friends. And most of my friends...
But you can. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. PS4 and PS5 can play together.
Yeah, but not at 60 frames 4K like Luke Smith told me a few months ago. Okay.
Is that on the new engine?
We'll leave. Yes. Yes, it is. All right. I'll leave it alone. Go ahead, Hazel.
But I mean, I think that Nullzy and I are basically in the same boat here. I think that's going to be $100 more than what the miscellaneous tweet said. Mm-hmm. And just to be funny about it, I mean, I did put a tweet out, and I probably should clarify, but
yeah,
I saw it because I just looked at it, and it has almost 1,000 interactions.
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. It's crazy. People take it as fact. It's unbelievable.
I know, and I'm like, well, in my tweet, I said completely real. Xbox Series X and PS5 price leaks from a completely legitimate source, $1,000 each and $1,050 if you want a disk drive. And like I had like 2 people message me and go, "Hey, do you really have a source?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm just a guy."
Dude, you're gonna get roasted on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm just super biased though, for the same reason. It's like I just got a PS4 Pro and the PS5 is about to come out. Like that's how I feel about the PS5.
I understand where you're coming from, Nullzy, because you got a PC. I mean it's just to say it's not on my urgent to do list. But here's another prediction I'm gonna have. soon as those pre-orders come out, they're all going to sell out in a week, regardless of price. In a week, they're going to be sold out. You won't find them anywhere. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get the pre-orders. But if I don't, it's not going to be in the world because I'm going to get the expansion. I've already pre-ordered it.
Admittedly, around that time, theoretically, oh God, I'm so fucked because Cyberpunk's coming out.
Yep, just a week, 10 days later.
I am playing that game.
Oh, I'm playing it too.
Without question.
On
I've been
PC.
playing that game forever.
Yep.
And the fact that they added Keanu Reeves was kind of all right.
What? Keanu Reeves is the most awesomest.
No, but this whole trend of jamming real actors' likenesses into games.
Oh yeah.
And they're never good games. Sorry, Death Stranding's not a great game. Just not. And I love Hideo Kojima. I'm named after a Metal Gear Solid character. I love that man. Yeah. I love his games. I think Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of the greatest games ever made, especially for when it came out.
Right.
But Death Stranding just isn't a good game.
It's
not fun.
It just depends what kind of player you are. It seems to be very polarizing.
No Man's
Sky.
No Man's Sky. Thank you. Or Journey or something if I want that experience.
I get that. And damn it, Easy. He always makes fun of me because did you get past the menu screen? I'm like, no. It was pretty though. It was really pretty. I did buy it just because I wanted to support, Kojima. But I don't know. All right, that could be another black hole.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, Hazel, please help me out here. Let's grab a question. I knew I shouldn't ask that question.
Well, the TLDR is we don't care. Not in a negative way. It just doesn't affect our life very much at all.
Okay. Fair enough.
And Gator's wrong. But that's the TLDR.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Remember, Hazel said that, not me.
My lip is bleeding. I'm biting it so hard right now.
He's well aware. He's well aware.
I'm playing along.
God help us if he is right, though, because he's going to print up a banner and mail it.
If that new engine comes out,
actually, I really hope that he's right, and I do hope it's $400, so I can then look down at the console peasants and say my graphics card is worth more than your entire system.
Nullzy's yes, you peasants, yes.
God, don't do it.
Scraps.
Don't
get the stage fans and the underlighting, and it'll be good.
Oh, the hate mail. Okay. Let's make sure we get all of Nullzy's contact information at the end. I want to make sure people know where to contact him.
You can go to my Twitter that I don't use.
Okay, never mind. All right, Hazel, go ahead. What do we got? We got some for Nullzy, don't we?
Yeah, we do. I was actually going to start with one of those. Now, this is one that actually I am curious about. Question for Nullzy from Chris3711.
Oh boy.
Best pizza in the North End. Pizzeria Regina or Umberto, or two Umbertos?
Okay, so you got Galleria Umberto's, which is the only place in Boston, to my knowledge, that you can get a decent grandma pie from. That might not mean too much to folks that haven't ventured to New York or New Jersey, but that's a significant thing. Mm-hmm. However, despite it being chained out, Regina still wins for me. It's that classic New York style thin crust. It's got a good flop to it, good fold. If you go to one of the places that isn't at Cell Station, which my Boston folks understand, the quick and easy ones, you go to the actual restaurant, you get yourself a good pie at a reasonable price. I got to go with Regina on that one.
My favorite pie, key lime.
That was Easy's joke.
No, I reversed it. It's my joke.
Hold on. Can I open my window so you can hear the actual crickets?
No, that's okay.
All right. Hey, quick follow-up note here. Hey, Gator, did you notice that somebody who doesn't have an accent actually kind of had an accent right there? Did you hear that?
I heard it a little bit. It slipped in.
Oh, no, I can turn it on.
Yeah.
No, we can bring it right to Revere Kid. We can go real North Shore, go down to Quincy, Revere. We can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I love it.
No, I don't normally. I mean, I grew up with it. My whole family's from the Boston area. I know, how it goes. But for the most part, I have a pretty generic continental accent,
Sure.
if you will.
Okay. I'm going to get this one from Jealous. This question for the show. Have you ever experienced false hope in a video before? I did last night in an amazing game called Fall Guys. False hope in a video before.
In a video game?
I think he meant video game there.
Yeah,
It happened to me today.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so I have one more Whisper run to do before I complete my Catalyst. And I decided to two-man it with an old friend who I actually didn't remember how I met until recently, because I'm like, we've been friends for like 10 years, but I don't remember where you're from. Gentleman from England, Kreka, shout out. You guys might have seen him pop up in the Guardian Hub Discord today.
Okay.
And so we're two-manning Whisper, which with the revamped Whisper after it broke, where it's kind of like when it first came out, is not the easiest thing to do. And he's currently streaming through the GeForce pay-to-play program, where like you use one of their rented computers to stream a game, and it's really well.
Oh, okay.
I forget what it's called. It's like $5 a month. But he does the free version
The
of it.
GeForce Experience, I think, isn't it?
Oh, it's not the
that?
GeForce Experience. It's something. It's called something else. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not streaming for like. It's.
Is it cloud streaming?
Stadia? Yeah, it's like cloud streaming. It's
Okay.
like Stadia style streaming.
Gotcha.
But better.
I can't remember the name of it offhand.
Yeah, it's got some sort of name. Anyways,
Mhm.
so we're doing Whisper, and we're running short on time. Like we got to the combat phase with like it's like 14 minutes left, 15 minutes left, something like that. So we had a good chunk of time, and we got through the rooms, and we're on this last boss, and like there's only two of us, and that last room goes with 3 bosses. We had the last boss as the timer's going down. I think it was like 30 seconds left. He was at like 15 or 20%. So we're like, all right, go time. Get your Oppressive Darkness on there. Let's do this.
Right.
And finish it out. The timer ran out with no greater than like 3% of his HP left on the last of the 3 bosses.
Oh
and I
my
was
God.
I'm finally done. I don't need to ever come back to Whisper. And then it failed. And then he had to reset his service because he had only an hour worth of access to the streaming service without paying for it.
Oh my God.
And he had to go back in and start it back up, and we just failed over and over again after that. So,
Oof.
yeah, that hurt. That was rough.
Mm.
Which, by the way, if anyone wants to, hopefully I'll have it done by the time this airs, but if anyone wants to run Whisper, your boy needs some help.
Hazel, you got
Hey, if you want to do it on PS4, I'll do it with you.
I'd rather die.
There you go. Hazel, you got an example?
Well, it was funny you mentioned that you had 3% because I think it was myself, maybe
I made up a
Easy,
number.
and possibly Gru, but we actually beat it. Killed him. He was falling down to his knees and everything else, and then the screen went black because of the timer, and we had to do it all over again.
Ugh.
Yep.
What's
Yep.
that?
He was dead.
What's that run that they're getting rid of? It's on the farm. 0 hour. That was
0
mine.
hour.
That was mine. God,
0 hours, it's a platforming that's worse.
That's
I've
the
two-manned
problem.
boss on that pretty
yes,
easily.
yeah, but the platforming. As much as I ran that thing, I still have one of the legs of the Catalyst before I have to get it done, and I'll be damned, I haven't done it in so long.
We've been running a group over at the Guardian Hub. Actually, I think they're on there right now. Like Decay and Brother Ben. Oh, it looks like they might be doing a raid because Kingsley's in there and Sin's in there too.
If there's a raid,
I might have to
Kingsley's
go
always
say
there.
hi.
Kingsley's
Yeah, but
there.
we had nothing scheduled,
Oh.
or we had something.
I think Kingsley started something earlier today.
because I'm not there, and he knows I'm not there. That son of a bitch.
Look at that. Yeah, 0 hour is just frustrating because you'll finally get
I'm
the
down to do it with
platforming.
you, man.
I got to do one more, and I can't remember how to get the. Does it have to be heroic to get the final catalyst?
It does have to be heroic. You do not need to do the vault puzzles, which is for the ship, which
Yeah.
sucks anyway.
Good. Yeah, I don't care about that, but
Yeah, it's
I like pulse rifles, and I like the Outbreak Perfected, but I just don't have that last leg.
See, that's what I'm doing right now for the Bad Juju Catalyst because I wasn't there for
Yes.
Season of Opulence. So
Yep.
getting those Triumph tributes,
Mhm.
like I got all the other ones except for the Bright Dust one, but
God,
I can do that whenever.
that was a bitch.
Oh, dude, I spent like 600 legendary shards in like 3 minutes because I did not do any of the quests. like the bounties to lower the cost. I went full cost on that, and my economy just took a nosedive.
Yeah, it's a glimmer eater. That's for sure. And materials. They did this at the end of one season because everyone had all this glimmer and all these glimmer farmers and people were farming all these materials like I did. It was aimed at us. I'm telling you, that's why they did it. It was a way to even out the economy. It's a suck, man. It sucks everything. Yeah. Even your legendary shards. You better have those stacked up too.
What about you, Gator? What disappointing moments and moments of false hope have you had in a video game?
Well, I just mentioned it was 0 Hour. There were so many times we've gotten to that final, the final captain at the end of it, and we get him down, and I hate time shit. Quit putting.
You know what's really good?
What's that?
Ruinous Effigy.
Oh, you know, I haven't even tried that. Yeah, there's a lot of new guns now. That's a thing. Yeah, I'd love to run it with you, man, because I gotta. There's not much I can do to help you with your catalyst because it's a lot of triumph stuff you have to complete. But yeah, I'd be down, man, if anybody wants to help me get it.
I think
it's so frustrating.
Sin might still need to do a run or two for his catalyst too.
Well, when it's hot, everyone was running it. It was easy to get into a group, but now, it is going away. So when I heard that,
it's still frustrating as all hell.
I know. And I'm pretty good platforming. Once I get down the patterns, I'm okay. It's just getting to the boss in time. That's the bitch. And anyway.
Well, it was funny though, because the reason why Jealous posted that, just so you guys know, is because we were playing Fall Guys together, and he was running up this hill. He was like he was like going to go for like the last possible like qualifying person. Wow. And there was actually one guy that was like sitting right there at the like finish line, and he was just like emoting and everything else, and then he just crossed right in front of Jealous.
Nice. I definitely get some Fall Guys games going with the clan. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. Get something going. It's a lot of fun. It's casual fun. You don't have to think.
No,
we can make it a drinking game. We could really take up the stakes.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I think that's what's really going to shine as. I think it's a fantastic drinking game.
Yeah. All right, Hazel, we better keep things moving along. Why don't you grab the next one, man?
All right. So we'll go with this. Question for Nullzy. Have you gotten Anarchy yet? This is from Decalon. And if you remember the time we ran through Scourge for my first time and I got it? ? Please.
For legal reasons, I can't answer that question.
Yeah, I got it first time too. It's a lot of fun. Okay,
all right. Have a word with the K about that.
Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on steadily here. Okay, this one's from Gorilla Golf. This is a good question. I had to think about this one. If you could be a professional at any sport, what are you going with? If it's a team sport, give me a position. Nullzy, I'll start with you, man. Think of something?
Any sport?
Yeah, any sport. If it's a team sport, you got to say what position.
I don't know any of the positions, but hurling. It's an Irish sport, and it is insanely violent.
Hurling?
It's like lacrosse with these like wooden paddly. It's like field hockey, but it's also like lacrosse. Like they kind of like they hurl the ball. It's not quite highlight.
Wow.
But it's also full contact, and they don't wear pads.
Of course not.
So people just get like taken out with these like giant wooden clubs.
Wow.
And it's just brutal. But I don't know any of the positions. But if I want to be really good at a sport, I think that one's cool as hell.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah. Hazel, what about you, man?
Yeah, I keep going back and forth on this one. But I think I'd have to go with golf.
Oh yeah.
A game that I've never really. I mean, I played it for a little bit, but it's more so. It's one of those things where, like, if I was professional at it, I would actually be good. And it's one of those games too where if I screw up, it's on me.
Right.
It's not on anybody else. If I lose in like the last hole, then it's up to me. It's my fault. Right. It's nobody else's fault.
It's your mental.
Is that really a sport though?
Oh, yeah, absolutely it is.
A recreational activity.
It's bowling's recreational, but it's a sport.
I hold the same opinion for bowling.
Okay. You don't have to be an athlete.
40K is the same thing, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For me, this.
Uh-oh.
I grew up on George Carlin. All right, I have feelings about golf.
Okay. Yeah.
I grew up with George Carlin too.
Me too.
And I remember.
I know those jokes.
Yes. What was it? Football versus baseball.
Yeah. He talked about golf too.
He hated golf with every ounce of his being, and I loved him for it.
Yeah.
He thinks that all golf courses should be turned into homes for the homeless.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Anyways.
For me, ever since the age of 8, I've been playing baseball, and I finally gave it up when I was in high school. Actually, I played a little bit in college, in junior college. But who's my team? Atlanta Braves. All right. I mean,
I can't say much about the Braves.
I'm not a homer. I've always liked the Braves. Never seen a game in person, but I always love watching them. And Chipper Jones was he went to a high school here in. It was actually a rival high school, but he went to a high school here in Orlando. So I've always been a big Chipper Jones fan. And actually, it's funny you should say that. I wanted to play third base. I played third base for a long time when I was growing up. I even did some pitching wildly. But I love hitting the ball, man. I still love it. I still will go to a batting cage every now and then and just I can still hit a good – all right. Give me a few swings. I can hit an 85-mile-an-hour pitch. But I'm more 60s, more my speed now. But
wood or aluminum?
Oh, definitely aluminum. I can't hit a wood bat. No.
Oh, right. You've got the hand things going on.
Yeah. I got to use aluminum. But
32 ounce at least?
No, 28 ounce to 30 ounce, and I use the new composite bats. And I don't
I've
turn.
Actually used one of those. I was always too poor for them.
Actually, I used an aluminum bat one time, and all my buddies were like turning their bats, making the walls real thin and stuff, so they bounced better when they play softball. And I went opposite field home run on an aluminum, just a thick old aluminum bat, and just looked at everybody in the dugout and just dropped it right in front of them. Said, "There's how you do it, boys." But I love hitting, man, and that's what I would love to be. I always wanted to be a professional baseball player.
Well, you definitely got to be American League then.
Yeah.
Get you in that DH slot.
Yeah, exactly. I play third base, but obviously I ain't got the skills now.
I played third. As a tall guy, having that back arm reach is important.
I really had good. I had good reflexes at third, but I don't know. I started playing third base at softball, and these balls are coming off the bats at 100 miles an hour plus, and
I can't throw a softball.
You get pegged a couple times at 100 miles an hour. Even with a softball, there's nothing soft about a softball. So, okay, enough about me. Hazel, what else you got there?
All right. So, question for the show from a person named Nullzy. Who thought having Nullzy as a guest was a wise decision?
I thought it was wise.
Yeah, I thought it was wise.
Nullzy, I got to say this. I was going to say this at the beginning, but I'm amazed at how much you know about gaming, man. You have a really good base of knowledge for gaming. And we were talking about Destiny lore. I didn't know you were really into the lore as much as I just thought you liked raiding. I didn't know you were really
I'm into the lore as much as I need to be for the purpose of gameplay ideas. I don't know all the backstories. I don't know. We actually had a member who hasn't been playing with us as much, but Link.
Yeah.
Link's son is like real into the lore, and he hasn't been around much lately, but he was always my dude that I would go to for oh, what's the deal with Oryx? I know a little bit, but what actually, and he knows all that stuff. So, I dive in as far as I need to. I've always loved lore. I mean, when it comes down to even my favorite books, Dune was always my favorite, hands down. And the lore in those books are so deep. Mm-hmm. And Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, it just goes on forever. So the fact that Destiny has this robust story makes it that much more interesting.
Yeah, ever since I read the books that Destiny released on lore, I'm in. I never knew any of these stories existed. As an average player, that just plays the missions in front of them, there's really no way of knowing any of this stuff unless you look for it. So I wish.
That's like the Dark Souls theory of storytelling. Where it's there.
That's
you
true.
You just got to look for it.
That's
you
true.
Look into the weapon descriptions and you look into the lore bits, and there is a concise story. You just need to put in the homework. Same with Elder Scrolls.
Right.
Those books in Elder Scrolls actually tell the lore of the game.
Right.
You just got to invest.
Yeah. You and I'll have to talk about Dune because I had to I just had to cut bait on it because I did not like the way it was going.
Well, I'm not talking about Brian Herbert. I'm talking about Frank Herbert. Let's make that very clear.
Well, so am I. I'm talking about the
first 3
Dune book. I started it and I got half through. First book, Dune.
Oh,
but yeah, I'll have to message you about it because maybe I just missed something or something along those lines.
It's an incredibly complex story. It's not a sci-fi story at all. It's politics and religion and drugs and geopolitics as a whole. And there's but there's a lot of sub stories you got to follow too. And if you get into the backstories and like the house books and getting into what gets even crazier in the follow-up books to do, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll message you about it because I need to know. I need
listen
to
it on tape
because I am actually.
Oh, no kidding!
It's fucking fantastic. But I had to quit though, just because this one thing happened, and I just don't understand what the fuck. I don't understand.
Yeah, we can talk about it after the show if you want. I mean, I got time.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Cool.
All right. Well, question for you, or what? Wait, I'm sorry. It's Gator's turn.
Yeah, this one came from Fluffy Fingers MD. I had to mention it because it was a really good question, and I promise I'd have a good answer. Hey guys, slowly catching up on the shows. The one with Green was great. Yeah, I agree. The one with Green was very good. Here's the thing. The world has been put on a pause. The world has been put on pause. You have no responsibilities. There is no virus. You have the bottomless bank account and a private jet. You need to get away for the weekend and spend some time outside. Where are you going in the world, and what do you plan to do? Who wants to go first?
Nullzy.
That's a question. Give me a sec. Jeez.
It's a good one.
It's a very introspective, almost spiritual level question. You formulate an answer here.
All right, then I'll buy time because I've already got an answer. I'm always the one going last, so I'll go first this time. Edinburgh, Scotland. I'm about 85% British as far as my ancestry, but I do have a little bit of Scottish and Irish. And my wife. Does
anyone want to tell him?
No.
You can't do the accent.
Well, no, that Scotland is part of the United Kingdom.
Well, yeah, we know that, but Britain was a separate country back then. And
not according to Britain.
Okay, I'm not getting. Please, Nullzy, I'm not going down that. I'm not doing that.
They made a whole movie about that.
I know. Okay.
Pretty popular. You should check it out.
Yeah, I know about Mr. Wallace. No, Edinburgh. I want to see Edinburgh Castle. The Royal Mile. My wife and I went to England proper, about 10 years ago, and we've been wanting to go back ever since. And if I have a private jet, unlimited bank account, but it's only a weekend, I'm on the East Coast, so it's not too bad. That's an 8-hour flight, maybe 6 hours on a private jet. So yeah, there's a bunch of areas I love to see in Scotland, and we just didn't have time the last time I was there, and we still want to go back. That's my answer.
Nice.
Hazel?
Okay. For me, I would actually go 2 places if, money were not an option or not an object and that kind of thing. I would go to the beach one day, then the mountains the next day.
Where would this be?
Hey, we have that here in New Hampshire. Fact, we have 17 miles of coast.
Well,
many mountains.
Beach and mountains, that's kind of broad. Is there a state you're thinking about here, Hazel? Or a country or a island or?
Originally I was thinking of maybe like just Hawaii.
Okay.
That kind of thing. And then for the mountains, somewhere,
Pick an island south of Florida. There's a ton of them.
Sure, Jamaica. There we go. There we'll go there instead of Hawaii.
Turks and Caicos. And then any of those.
Sure, all of them. And then mountain wise, somewhere with a beautiful scenery.
Cool.
So
nice. All right.
We buy you
Yeah, I would definitely get some sort of like bungalow in like more deep in the woods of like Pacific Northwest, where it's just light rain and like those giant picture windows and just nothing, like just me and northeast or northwestern rainforest.
Right.
I always loved it. I haven't been. I actually have a friend I need to visit out there soon because I've been putting it off for years. But I love the deep woods. I mean, I guess it's because I spent a lot of my time growing up here in New Hampshire with the White Mountains. And, I've got family that live about half an hour, 45 minutes away from Canada. Like they're so far north in New Hampshire. There's just no one. And you wake up every morning and you just look, there's a mountainscape over, they have like 26 acres of land and forest and mountains.
Nice.
It's serene in the most ideal way.
That's cool.
Yeah, some sort of retreat. No computer, no phone, not even any books. Just kind of
give me a hammock
there. Yeah, reset exactly. Nice light rain shower, and you can hear it pattering against the window or against the roof of whatever porch. That kind of vibe.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
a lot of whiskey.
Well, of course, that goes without saying. You have to imbibe a little. All right, Hazel. Let's grab another
All
one.
right. Okay, this is a two-part question.
Okay.
So, it is for Nullzy as well. Why are you a traitor? Or Nullzy, obviously. All jokes aside, can't wait to listen. Sin.
He's not a traitor. We all know he's part of the Guardian Hub. He's just over here
Right.
He's just over here visiting for the night.
I don't know.
Come on,
maybe,
Sin.
maybe not. Who knows? With comments like that, I mean,
We do need some raiders. There we go.
hey, maybe I'll be like the least experienced Sherpa in history.
That's
Like
all
I
right.
kind of know how this works. I did it once, maybe.
Nice.
I don't know, Sin. Why do you suck?
Oh man.
And then the second part of that question is, y'all ever just sit back and think, I hate my family because you guys suck, but I'm not coming home for Christmas.
That was for Sin and Decay. It's nice to know that the Guardian Hub showed up and just were terrible human beings as always. And
Put you on the spot.
I mean, if you guys have room for me, please. They are insatiably cruel.
Oh, the worst.
I meant to mention this on the back of Fluffy's question. Jortwing, O Master of Moist, wanted to say, because he works on private jets, he said, to piggyback on Fluffy Finger's question, I would like to know what private jet would you choose for the flight? Personally, I think I would choose the Cessna Citation X Plus, pronounced 10 Plus. I got that wrong, didn't I? It is currently the fastest business jet in the world and one I worked on. So I might be a little biased. Yeah, that one. That's the one I would pick. What about you guys?
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that question.
I wasn't either. That's why I just
He
picked
only
his.
said private jet, and he didn't say like a charter jet. So I don't know, like a Douglas F4 Phantom 2, like goes supersonic.
Okay.
Pretty cool. That's a warplane, by the way, guys. That is not a passenger flight.
I was going along with it.
Yes, sir. So was I.
That's how much I know about
I don't know,
supersonic
a
jets.
G6, fucking, I don't, who knows that stuff except for you? That's like so niche.
I think that's why he asked it.
Yeah, I was going to say the Concorde.
Too bad it doesn't fly anymore. That was always been a dream of mine, is to fly in the Concorde. Got too expensive.
Yeah, but they've moved on to new projects, and like what we do in the shadows is so good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was a Flight of the Concorde.
Joke. Hip hop hippopotamus.
There's definitely a generational gap here. I know Flight of the Concords because my son loved them.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, there's a couple decades between us, I think.
There is. All right. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'm 28. Do with that what you will.
Yes. All right. Is it my turn or yours, Hazel?
It's your turn, sir.
All right. Let's pick one more each.
Sure.
Okay. I like this one from Gorilla Golf, and I know Uncle Scumdeath had a couple in here too. Okay, I'll pick the one from Uncle Scumdeath. As a very young Star Wars fan in the early 80s, I thought lightsabers were real, and I really wanted to visit the factory where they were being made. What dumbass thing did you believe when you were young? Love the show, dudes. Hey, congrats, by the way, Uncle Scumdeath. He got his house. I don't know if anybody heard this.
And congrats to Chris as well.
Yes, they both got houses. So
jeez, I want a house.
Ours is the Discord for that.
Yes, if you want a house, there it is.
Just giving out houses.
Guardian Downcast Discord. Come get your house. Nullzy, can you answer this one? Do you have an answer for this one?
I don't know.
I mean, other than the obvious Santa Claus reference.
Yeah.
I believed in Santa Claus till I was 13. I was so destroyed when I found out it wasn't real.
13.
13, dude.
Let's talk about that.
Well, I don't know what. My parents were very good at hiding it.
That's impressive.
My parents are very good at hiding it.
So I grew up in a family that was a healthy mix between Roman Catholics and Jews. So I learned pretty quick that there were some objective
shenanigans,
facts that I needed to know. Geez, I'm trying to think.
Something you thought was real as a kid. And you were
like not cracking a joke. Like I want to crack a sarcastic joke, but I'm genuinely trying to come up with an answer for this.
Right.
Don't know if I
have
one.
Hazel, you got one?
I've been trying to think about this, and
owning a house.
Okay, there you
go. The reality of me being able to own a house at some point in my lifetime.
It'll happen, dude.
I don't know. I just signed another 1-year lease. It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Not in the cards.
Things change.
Millennials.
Things change in life. Trust me. Hazel?
Some dumbass thing that I believed. For what it's worth, I always thought that it was going to be like impossible to be debt free.
Yeah.
That's got heavy.
That was heavy.
I have the same idea. Yeah, it's like a American Dream. Is that the one we're looking for?
Yeah, we'll go with that one. I thought that was going to be unattainable.
Well, I know. My mom always said if you cross your eyes, there's two things that my mom told me as a kid that I believed. If I crossed my eyes, they would stay that way. Everyone's heard that one. It's 1,000,000 times. But she also said if I popped my knuckles, that I would get arthritis. And
actually really good for you.
It's very good for you. I pop my knuckles all the time now. Yeah, I was a dumbass to believe that stuff.
I mean, not really. I mean, there's a thought pattern to that.
You're adjusting your
hands. It's
not
not scientifically sound, but it doesn't make you an idiot. You just do the research.
Right, who knows? Did you?
Not so bad.
I mean to cut you off, Hazel. Did you have a thought on that question still?
Well, I was going to say the other thing was that growing up, my mom wouldn't let me eat the gummy worms because she said there were real worms in there.
That might win.
I think that's a top answer right there.
Yeah, that's
hard to beat that one.
I could give you a list of stupid things that I've done, but not necessarily that I think a lot of stupid things. But yeah, no, I can't really think of anything that's. Cause I'm a skeptic. Like I'm like the first person trying to debunk conspiracy theories. So like it's just I was raised that way.
Right.
So it's like I don't know.
Well, Hazel, you take us out, man.
Oh boy. Let's go with yeah, also congratulations to Truth Lives too. He got his house.
Oh, that's right. I told you guys. Guardian Downcast Discord. Come get your house.
Stop.
Like Costco, the sample tables.
So, well, okay, this was a question that you guys were talking about before. It was, what are your thoughts on the Solstice of Heroes armor ornament sets?
Good question. Good question. Nullzy, you got any opinions on this?
I own the Hunter set, and I'm almost done with the actual grind out set, so...
Do you have...
wearing it now.
You have the glows?
I have... Well, yeah, because you unlock them sequentially. So, like, once you complete that armor piece, you don't need to do You won't have the quest finished, but like you get the glow on the armor piece, and you can start unlocking it from the chest.
Oh,
the cubes.
That's what you meant. I got you.
Yeah, so like if you did like your Pit of Heresy, you have that
okay.
already ready to rock. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's in my fancy pants. And I also bought the cosmetic set for silver. So I'm a fan. I wish the glows were a little bit more intense on the paid version. I think they said something about that, and they're probably going to fix it to some extent. So the elemental glows.
No, not good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the elemental glows?
No, I paid money for it. Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
okay,
love it.
okay.
I just wish it was a little bit more vibrant. That's all.
Well, they've already addressed it. They're working on that. They realize that.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it. I think they're super great looking. I think last year's looked better, and I missed out on those, and I'm sad. But I really love these ones. You give me particle effects, and I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, I still to this day love the glows and the ornaments that were on the Wrath of the Machine gear for my Warlock. I mean, the red beams of light, the Siva light coming out. That's my all-time favorite set to wear, and Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. Fantastic set. Yeah, it looked like I was wearing a I don't know, like a washboard for my armor, but it with all the glows, it looks so good. That Siva set. Everyone, most of you know what I'm talking about. But yeah. You have an opinion, Hazel?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, I figured that. I've got, okay, just a little tip here, guys. Just a little tip for some of you guys that play one main character and have another character that's like under 1,000 light. Jump in there and go get your blue set, because it's defaults at 1,020 light, which means you're instantly going to jump up your light level to 1,020 at least, because your weapons are probably higher on your main character by now. I did it on one of my alt accounts, my Exterminator account, and instantly went from 9 something to 1,020. So if at least get your first, complete your renewed armor to get your legendary armor. It's all triple right now, guys. It takes no time at all to get your blue armor completed. So just a little tech tip there. It's all triple score right now on all the renewed blue armor. Doesn't matter where you start, what character you're using it on, and it'll default give you 1,020 light on your just by picking it up at the tower. And then if you complete the objectives on the blue armor, then it goes to even your higher light armor than that. So I don't know what it defaults to on that, but it's higher than 1020. So
to piggyback on that too, with the season pass, if you're like me and don't play those other characters, do that first and then get your season pass unlocks for your gear, because that's going to go up sequentially as well.
That's right. All that
low, should be right up there.
All that low roll armor at the beginning of your season pass.
I would actually do that before you do your blue quest. So like get the blue armor, do that, then do the blue quest, because I believe, don't quote me, but I believe the science is when you go to your legendary pieces, it goes to whatever your average light level is.
I think it does, but it's already going to be higher.
You get to the 1020 and then you boost it with the season pass. And actually, another thing about that, take weapons from your vault as well and get that weapon level up to 1060, and that's going to boost it even further when you do get that legendary set done, which apparently takes no time now. And I'm upset that I grounded out the first time the hard way. Yeah,
it's don't worry, I was there with you. I ground out the first set, and then that's when they made the server side fix and made it all triple.
It took like a whole day just for the blue set.
It did. That
was rough.
It took a while. And it took basically, from my hunter set I just finished last night when I was gaming with Jealous and Grugrux, I think it took me a total of 3 hours to get it all complete. And that was just casually just doing stuff with friends. So I'm telling you, if you have a couple characters that you haven't been playing and you want to get them up to light really quick for very little effort, do it. As far as the glows, you guys probably know what my attitude's going to be about getting 7 wins in trials.
We can do it this weekend. Believe in yourself.
Oh, I'm a halfway decent PvP player. It's just that game type is not my strength. That type of game.
Maybe I can call in some favors from a streamer that I made friends with. Maybe.
Oh, I think I know who you're speaking of.
Maybe he'll find it in his heart to do the thing he does on Twitch normally.
Okay.
But with us, because we're bad at this game, and
you have my attention. You have my attention. Yeah.
I don't like doing that, but I might have to in this particular case.
It's trials, man. I mean, it's so sweaty and there's so thin of a player base in there now. It might be the only way to do it, unless you want to. I think 2 times in 100. I think
the question.
Okay, good enough. I think 2 times in 100. They said they ran 3 weeks and got 1 win. We got to get 7.
Yeah, but that's because they're not in the Guardian Hub or Guardian Downcast. I mean, well, Frozen is Frozen. I mean,
I'm not going to say anything, but
I'm not going to say,
you can say it though.
I'm not. I can't speak for the entirety of 2 different clans.
Okay.
But we are both superior in most ways.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, on that note, thank you everybody for putting your questions in this week. Hazel, I love that our community keeps sending us questions. Even a year later, we still get questions from our community. And I just love it. I love that they spend the time to do it. And just from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. I really look forward to the questions every week. And especially our guests. They love to hear it. And I think it's a good part.
Not so much this week. I got beaten up.
That's all right. You did fine, Drew. You did
earned
fine,
it.
Nullzy.
I literally, those were receipts for everything I've done over the last year.
All right.
I take it in stride.
Yeah, that's okay. It comes with the territory. So thank you guys for putting those questions in. We have others in here that we have not answered this week, and we will definitely get to them next week. We don't miss a question. Well, there is one question. Hazel, got that Pookie Rap done?
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Damn, you said this week. All right, I'll give you another week. So thanks, guys. Again, thank you for throwing those questions in. So we're going to wrap it up. This is our final part of our show. Thank you for hanging in here all this time, by the way. We know we do get a little long, but we do a lot in this show. We have a lot of segments in our show, and it takes time to do them right. And I know we've been called out that we do have a little bit of a long podcast, but I think we have a lot of good content in here. A lot of stuff I love talking about. At least I do. So our last part of our show is where we pick our songs for our Guardian Down playlist. This is just a little sample of what me and Hazel and our guests like to listen to, and we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Down Cast playlist on Spotify, and it is now on iTunes as well. We have the links in our Discord if you want to see them, and sometimes I put the links in the show notes, so look for those as well. If you just want to see what we're adding every week. Just officially, we have 26 hours and 26 minutes of music, 373 songs, and that's not including what we're going to put in tonight. So it is packed full of great music, and we love sharing music. So, well, let me start with you, Mr. Nullzy. What was your first pick tonight, and why did you pick it?
I'll take the one with the simpler answer first, and it's actually one that I had to deliberate over. But yeah,
I think you switched your choice like 3 times. I swore I thought Hazel was putting you up to it.
Hey, don't tell me how to live my life, all right? So the first one I picked, I love a great bands of music. I play in a horror punk band, but I listen to everything. I've been in jazz bands. I've been in like funk fusion bands. Like I've done it all. Not at all. That's a lie. I'm not nearly that experienced. But I love a lot of new wave, and Oingo Boingo is the best of all the new wave bands for me because they are just as much new wave as they are skate punk, depending on when you listen to them.
Right.
And yeah, the song "Good for Your Soul" has always been one that isn't super popular with the majority of people, but it's definitely one of my favorites.
I know the song. I love Oingo Boingo. I was more of an 80s Oingo Boingo, but I like all their music.
I think their farewell CD is by far the best.
Yeah, they have good music, and it's unique music. That's what I like about it. It's not like the mainstream
Danny
stuff.
Elfman, man.
Yeah. I mean, come on. How many movies did he produce the music for?
Yes, he still is. He's still winning awards.
Isn't that amazing? That's amazing.
Yeah, but it got rid of Oingo Boingo, and that made me sad.
But I added Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party. Just
classic.
Yeah, that's the year I listened to.
I was originally going to go for Private Life, but I'd be just as happy with like Who You Going to Be
No,
Today,
it's a solid pick, dude. It's a solid pick.
Insects, Burn Me Up.
Yeah, good songs.
And the second one is actually one that I really want to put the whole album, but it's a song that I have, as I said, I love music. And it's a song, if you want to talk lore, this band has a habit of making concept albums that are a very concise story, and really cool, set pieces, because a lot of times they're like, in the West or in the West, and a lot of them take place in the Old West. But, by and large, they have different themes across them. And this one not only is a direct follow-up to the song before it, 52 Ford, in which a gentleman, after a long span of dastardly deeds, comes home to his lover and finds out she's been unfaithful, and basically sneaks into her apartment or home or whatever it is, because it's hard to judge a time period, and is basically holding a knife over her and decides it's not worth it, despite him being, basically an outlaw. And he kind of turns around to go put it away, and he's like, give him a chance. It's not worth it. I'm heading out. And the person she was with walks in and stabs the narrator. Oh, and this next song, Spring Break 1899, is by a band called Murder by Death, but sounds a lot more intense than they actually are. They're actually a fantastically musical band. It's a husband and wife. One plays guitar, one plays cello. And they have a lot of really cool themes. But this next song is kind of the narrator waking up in a drunken daze, covered in his own blood, trying to figure out what happened the night before, what his next move is, how he's going to start his new life. And it's actually a really harrowing kind of tale. And yeah, I've welled up listening to it, because the amount of emotion put into it, and kind of the comeuppance and very real storytelling, in a very easy to listen to song, which is actually a prequel to an album they put out like 4 or 5 years earlier. The song actually directly ties into the first song on their second album, and they weren't even planning on doing it. So it's this cool concept prog thing in a genre that isn't. But yeah, it's a great song, and I highly recommend everyone check it out and dive into the rest of their archive. Shout out to my dude Skull Reaper, 2005, who's one of the another member in the Guardian Hope, who's also a fan of this band, despite being a young dude. I think he's still in his teens, and I've been listening to this band for a number of years, so I thought that was really cool. And again, it's a band I genuinely love, but also kind of did it for Reaper there, and welcoming into the PC world. He finally upgraded from his PS4, so we're going to be seeing a lot more of him around.
Yeah, Skull's a good guy. He's a good kid. Mm-hmm. I got to call him kid because I'm much.
I got to call him kid. I don't want to divulge his actual age, but if you know how old he is,
yeah, everybody who listens to our shows,
we had him on actually.
He was like episode 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, long time ago.
Kidding.
Yeah, he was very young.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. He's got very good eclectic taste in music too.
Again, this is a band that most people that I know haven't heard of, and he's like, they're my favorite band. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I can't wait to listen to it, man. That sounds good.
Yeah, I honestly, if you get a moment and you find yourself liking it, listen to that whole album front to back, because it genuinely tells like a Red Dead Redemption style story.
Nice.
Not in the Old West, but similar setting. Really awesome. There's like a song called Rum Brave, and how he's this badass outlaw who kills anyone who gets in his way, but it's written amazingly. So highly recommend it.
Nice. That's a great thing about having this new playlist is it's made me really dive into new music. I'm loving it so far. So Hazel, your turn, buddy. What do you got?
All right.
Don't you dare say Nickelback.
For the record, I'll have everyone know Hazel did just update his song pick.
I think he was
nearly 4 hours into recording.
I think that was a head fake. He did throw a Nickelback song in our chat.
Oh no, I think we need to hold him to the Nickelback song. I don't think he's allowed to pull a mulligan here.
We've had words over this issue before, so we'll leave it at that.
So my original 2 picks. My first one was "The Devil Went Down to Georgia" by Nickelback, which is an actual absolute travesty of music. So yeah, I had to throw that in there just for
give me the sweat.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. I just wanted to hear Gator have to actually listen to it.
Dude, Charlie Daniels just died. Like, it's too soon.
Yeah, but Nickelback.
It's way too soon.
That's a bad cover.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. But I did actually, weirdly enough, I ended up segueing from that into listening to other covers. And I found a halfway decent cover that I'm going to add here. And it is Mad World by Palais Royale. And it's a nice, harder version of the song that we all know and love. And, well, maybe love. But yeah, the song we all know anyway. So enjoy that. And then this song, it has been on repeat for probably the past maybe 11 days here. And it's all I hear when I wake up. It's all I hear when I go to sleep and everything else. And it's Heat Waves by Glass Animals. It's pretty much like the epitome of summer in a song. So, yeah.
Cool deal. Can't wait to hear him, especially Mad World. I'm a Tears for Fears Mad World fan. That was my original.
The original Gears of War commercial.
Yes, exactly. For my first pick tonight, I picked an American-Canadian singer-songwriter. He was born in New Jersey, but he moved to Toronto at the age of 3, and he holds dual citizenship, which is kind of cool. He went to college in Canada, studying to be in education. He was hoping to be a teacher, but after moving around universities, he eventually dropped out and moved to L.A., for a music career, and he was signed to RCA and dropped his first album in 2018. So my song is his very latest single, released on July 31st of this year. It's Riptide by Grandson. He states in this song that it has a lot to do with the conflict we find between making painful change or dealing with pain from staying the same with those familiar bad habits. One way or another, it's going to hurt like hell. Boy, does that talks about my life a lot. So it kind of spoke to me, that song did. And my second pick was posted in our Discord by one of our music ambassadors, Mr. Agent H. This American musician plays both solo and with his band, the Shapeshifters. He was born in the south side of Chicago and sung choir in his local church. This cover song was originally from my favorite group, the group being Audioslave in 2002. So my pick is Like a Stone from Sean James. Thanks, H. That was a good pick, man. I couldn't pass that one up. When I heard it, really, really good. As requested, Mrs. Gator has added her song for the week, and this is what she says. Although Orville Peck is already on the playlist, thanks, Easy, I just had to add the remake of Bobby Gentry's controversial 1969 song, Fancy. It totally shivered me timbers. I swear I didn't write that. By changing just one word, the song takes on a whole new dimension. Total goosebumps. So, hey, she's got good taste in music, so I'm on board. Finally, our friend of the show, Mr. Xanafan711, sent his song for the week, and it is called Chicago by, I hope I say this right, Sufjan Stevens. He says this is a really good, pretty feel-good jam that I don't think a lot of people may have heard. It's dope. Thanks, Zan. Appreciate that, man. I can't think of anything else we got to do, guys. Nullzy, thanks, dude, for coming on tonight. I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping before we go. Just want to remind everybody that we do have a Destiny 2 clan, and Hazel and I'd invite you to be all a part of it. I'm just gaming with Jealous and grew last night. Had a good time, and we've got it's starting to grow. We're starting to get some members starting to pile up in there. So. I'm love seeing the multi-clan discords playing raids together. It's really exciting to see that, man.
Yeah, I want to give another shout out to Kingsley for that, because that's really been a game changer, and he was kind of instrumental in making it a thing on Discord.
Absolutely, I've thanked him. I think on at least 2 shows for that. Gave him credit for that because he really went above and beyond to make sure that worked, and he's very technical oriented, so it was right up his alley. Well. I wasn't going to say that. You did. But
I'm definitely going to say it. I'll make your face. I don't even care.
So anyway,
I'm a recluse.
If you do want to get in a clan out there and looking for a group to play in Destiny 2, look for Guardian Downcast. Our call sign is DOWN. So thanks very much. If you like what you're listening to, do us a big favor. Hit that share button. I am always forgetting to do it. And if just hit that share button, or you can just go to guardiandowncast.com. Send anybody to that. It has all the links as well. Mr. Nullzy, where can everybody find you before we go tonight?
You can find me in various names on Steam. They change frequently, usually to some sort of meme form because I get bored. But I'm on many Discords, including Guardian Downcast and my home at TGH, the Guardian Hub.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me on Twitter at Nullzy. I really don't post much. I need to get better about that. And then on Twitch at twitch.tv/NullzyPlays.
Good deal.
Nice.
Hazel.
All right. Well, before I give my details here, quick note is that Orville Peck was my pick.
Was it?
Not Easy's.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was like episode 2. It was a long time ago.
It was, exactly.
Okay.
And another fact is that I actually added a grandson song earlier.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah,
I apologize, sir. That was my bad.
I was laughing. I'm like, look at this. It's like the comeback tour. Everybody's like listening to other stuff that was added.
Well, you know what it is? I love Missio. Missio is one of my favorite groups right now. And I listen to the radio, the Spotify Missio radio or whatever, and it had that song. It had a couple songs from Grandson in there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I love this guy. This guy's awesome.
You should go back and listen to Thoughts and Prayers. That one
I've listened to all our songs. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So anyway, I'm Hazelnut, HAZELNT, pretty much anywhere and everywhere.
By the way, I just listened to Sweatpants today. My wife loves that song now by Childish Gambino. She loved it. I thought she'd be offended by it, a lot of F words, but damn, that was a great song. He says a lot in that song.
Corrupt a lot of people.
Dude, that's a great song. Okay. You can find me on the Twitter at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's GATR. You can also find me on YouTube, Steam, and PS4 as Gator, all caps, GATR, underscores in between, and Gator on Xbox. Hey, everybody. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google, Podbean, Stitcher, anywhere you get a podcast, you can find us out there. You can also email us, guardiandowncast@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast for whatever you guys want to talk to us about. Or like I said earlier, just visit guardiandowncast.com and it has everything in there that you need to find. And we're now on Instagram. Just search for Guardian_down_cast. And I think you were just putting some stuff in there, Hazel. I saw that. You put some stuff in there, I think yesterday or today. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And
just putting a little flair in it.
Yeah, I like it. And you know, what we're trying to do is we're trying to add a pick from our guest every show from here on out. So, Mr. Nullzy, I was going to ask you if you could send us a pick representing you. It could be anything at all. Put it in our chat in our Discord, and I'll make sure we post it on our Instagram. So,
that's
you don't mind about
that's asking for absolute chaos.
No, just one pick. I'll let you decide which one. So thanks. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
You know, it just gives us another dimension. It gives us kind of a way of people visually seeing what our guests are all about. So it's pretty cool. Issacol actually put a picture. I don't know if she drew that, Hazel, or whether that was her actual guardian. It looked like photorealistic, man. I couldn't tell if she drew that because she did say she doodles. But
yeah, I think that's just a picture of her guardian.
That was awesome. Beautiful picture. So we have a bunch of great gamers in our Discord as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast, and I always post a show link there in our show notes as far as our link to or an invite to our Discord. Everybody continue to be safe out there. Take care of one another. My wife just went back to school with face-to-face kids, so I'm a little apprehensive to say the least. I think we've stated our piece on this, so just wear the mask, guys and gals.
Guardians are measured by their ability to come back from defeat. So stand. Fight!
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Bottles.
Yeah.
Nullzy,
Yeah,
you
that
surprised me, dude. I didn't know you knew so much about gaming, and dude, you're pretty deep. You're a pretty deep guy, man.
I jack of all trades, man. I find things interesting and then I dive into them. Do you know how many hours of video of Mongolian throat singing and like hurdy-gurdy playing I've looked into?